Perfectly timed, Steve. Thank you very much. Welcome to the City Ground as the two teams take to the field here in the East Midlands. Forest looking to build on Thursday's win in Utrecht against a Tottenham team who are looking for their third win in the space of a week. Spurs have named the same team that started in the 2-0 win over Brentford. Forest make 3 changes from the Everton defeat. Matt Sells is injured, he's got a groin problem, so John Victor starts in goal, while Murillo replaces Morato and Callum Hudson-Odoi replaces Dan Ndoye. I don't need to give any build-up to the man sitting to my right. Clinton Morrison, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very, very well. We've just been sitting downstairs having our Christmas dinner. Your fifth one, I think?
Fifth one. We're not even at Christmas and I've had 5 already. Crazy. Still got another, 11 days or something? I lose count of the days, but yeah.
11.
I think 11 more days. Wow. I need to get my shopping done this week.
I know the feeling. But while we were having Christmas dinner number 5, in your case 4 in mine, both saying very, very much looking forward to this. Can't predict it.
Yeah, be a very good game. Forest need a win. They had a good result in the week. So did Tottenham in the Champions League and last weekend. So it's a big game for both teams. Tottenham are very good away from home, and Forest have to improve at home. So it should be a really good game. But yeah, exciting team. I'm glad Hudson-Odoi is playing. I think he does excite me for Nottingham Forest.
As far as the lineups are concerned, John Victor is the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. The outfield players, they go 4-2-3-1 in front of him. Nicola Savona at right back, Milenkovic and Murillo, the 2 centre-halves, with Nico Williams playing at left back. Ibrahim Sangari and Elliot Anderson sit in the midfield. Then it's a 3 of Amari Hutchinson, Morgan Gibbs-White and Callum Hudson-Odoi behind the main striker Igor Jesus, who again, while we were having Christmas dinner, you were waxing lyrical about. You like him?
Yeah, he's good. He came in, he's had big boots to fill in Chris Wood's being now injured, and he's come in and done ever so well. It also takes a bit of time to adapt to the Premier League, but he's a threat. He can hold the ball up, and he's starting to score goals now. So I'm looking forward to seeing him this afternoon.
As far as Tottenham are concerned, Vicario is their keeper. As I say, it's the same team that started in the 2-0 home win against Brentford last week. Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven and Jed Spence, the back 4. Then it's a 2 of Rodrigo Bentancur and Archie Gray. A 3 of Kudus, Xavi Simons and Randall Kolo Muani behind Richarlison, the main man up top. When you just look at the talent in that Tottenham side, someone who's really starting to stand out, 2 in 2, Xavi Simons is just starting to click at last. Yeah,
a lot of people scrutinise the signing because he hadn't started well, but it takes time to adjust. He's coming from the Bundesliga, which it's an easier league than the Premier League. The Premier League's the best league in the world, so it's always going to sometimes be difficult. But yeah, he's starting to score, and he'll have a big influence on the game. If Tottenham want to win, he'll have to have a good game.
The two teams changing ends. Forest moving to the right of halfway in their red tops, white shorts and red socks. Then it's all yellow for Spurs as they move to the left of the halfway line, going into a huddle. And just listen to this, scarves in the air at the City Ground as Mull of Kintyre blasts out. There are certain anthems that just do it for me. Whether you're a Forest fan or not, this has to be one.
Nah, it's special. I love coming here. That's why I said I wanted to come here today and work with you, mate. I knew you were here, and for just, even if the game's not good, just this atmosphere alone is fantastic. It's brilliant.
Scarves in the air, fans on their feet. Forest are going to get things started here at the City Ground this afternoon, kicking from right to left in this first half. The referee, who is Sam Barrett, puts the whistle to his lips, and away we go on Sports Extra 2, one of 4 2 o'clock Premier League commentaries we've got for you on the 5 Live and BBC Sport Network this afternoon. Clinton Morrison and myself, Lee Blakeman, are your commentary team. Palace Man City is on Sports Extra, West Ham Villa, Sports Extra 3, and the main game on 5 Live. What a game that should be in the North East with John Murray and Paul Robinson. Sunderland against Newcastle. Spurs starting bright here, moving down the right. Mohamed Kudus using the full width of the pitch, but then uses too much enthusiasm. Foul, Forest free kick in their left back area. He is a man, Clinton. Whether it was at West Ham or whether it's been this season for Spurs, love watching him, Kudus.
Yeah, he's been their best player, I think, this season. I know we talked about Xavi Simons before that, but he's consistently been very good. It probably could add a few more goals to his game, but he has been very good this season. It's been a really good signing for Tottenham.
in Scotland. Aberdeen Kilmarnock as a 3 o'clock kickoff, so we'll keep you up to date with that later on. Ball goes out for a throw-in on this near side to Spurs, right next to where Sean Dyche is standing in his tracksuit, as he likes to go with these days, ditching the suit when he was at Everton, still not convinced by it. Spurs have lost the ball in front of him, and Forest have it back with Hudson-Odoi on this near side. Spurs try and intercept once more. Ball spins out for yet another throw, this time right next to where Thomas Frank is standing in his blue overcoat. Nico Williams to take it for Nottingham Forest. Should receive the ball back from Sangari. He goes to Murillo, and he goes back to the man in goal, John Victor, playing in the Premier League for the first time this season, because Matt Sells up until now has played every single Premier League minute regardless of who the manager has been. So it's going to be different for that back four, getting used to a different voice behind them. Of course they had a sample of it on Thursday in Utrecht.
Yeah, it's always difficult, but he's a good goalkeeper. He'll come in, he trains with them every day. They must have worked on a few things during the week, and they've obviously played in the Europa League in midweek and got a good result. So yeah, he's got big shoes to fill. Matt Sells has been brilliant since he's come to Forest.
Pedro Porro takes the throw. Down this near side it goes. Kudus tries to keep the ball in play. It goes out for yet another throw. We've had 2 minutes, and I think this is the 6th throw already.
We've had 2 minutes, and it hasn't started like a Premier League game. Both teams are nervous, and more, as you said, it's been out of play than in play at the moment.
Ball high on the halfway line. Spurs bring it down, and they come down the centre with Xavi Simons, but that's well read and well intercepted that time for Forest by Elliot Anderson. Goes back to his goalkeeper John Victor. Will give it to Murillo. His clearance takes a deflection, and it will be another throw on this near side. So Murillo in for Morato at centre half. Elliot Anderson giving him the ball just before that. £35 million from Newcastle. What a signing he's been. Very much missed up in the northeast. They're off and underway, by the way, in that game at the Stadium of Light in the northeast. Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0, and we've got the first goal of the 2 o'clock kickoffs already. Fernandes has scored for West Ham in the first minute. So Mateus Fernandes with a goal there at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 0. Forest come forwards looking for a goal of their own here, but they're forced to go all the way back. What a start there.
Great start for West Ham, who need the points against the informed team in the Premier League in Aston Villa, for sure.
Yeah, I did Villa the other week, a couple of Sundays ago, at home to Wolves. Wolves were all right that day, actually. Cracking atmosphere. Villa came away with a 1-0 win, and then say no more after what happened between Villa and Arsenal last Saturday lunchtime. Here, Forest have the ball with Sangari in the midfield. Moves it to the right. Amari Hutchinson is waiting for the ball further forward. Sangari receives it back, switches play through the air. Nicely picked out Nico Williams. Good raking ball that was. Ball back to the halfway line. Here's Elliot Anderson with a little bit of time and space in the centre circle here, looking for the first real attack of the game for either of these two teams. Just something to wake this game up. Hutchinson's over there, running at the Spurs defence. Ball comes in from the right. Header goes in off the post. It's going to come back out. Shot's going to get blocked from Igor Jesus, and then the third shot goes in. Good save by the keeper. Away to his left. Offside flag's gone up. But pick the bones out of that, Clinton Morrison. One header off the post, and then one shot brilliantly saved by Vicario.
Yeah, Colin Mawani doesn't do his job. He's got to stay with Savona, but it's good play down the right-hand side. I think Savona does ever so well. Hutchinson drives that Jed Spence, plays it to Savona. It's a good ball. And Sangari, he kind of takes it off Igor Jesus, but it's a brilliant header from Sangari. He's unlucky. It hits the post, comes to safety, and then they don't deal with it, Tottenham. They don't clear it. They keep it alive. Nico Williams has the shot. It's a good save from Vicario. He's meant to make that save. It's at a good height. But it's been a brilliant start from Forest. They're unlucky not to be leading 1-0.
Nobody picked out the run of Sangari at all. He started that move off and very nearly finished it. Then the loose ball fell to Nico Williams, left side of the area, right foot shot into the ground, so it bounced back up. Goalkeeper, as Clinton said, good height for him, but it was a good save flying away to his left nonetheless. Here come Forest again. They've got a bit of momentum here. Ball over on the far side. Cross will come in. Well defended that time and well blocked by Spurs, and it goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. That is exactly what this game needed, just to wake. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was half asleep until that happened.
Yeah, definitely. But Forest have been the better team. Tottenham need to liven up. They should be 1-0 down. Sangari, you could say he's unlucky, but once he sees it all the way onto him, he should really be scoring. But as I said, he's hit the post and they managed to deal with it. But it's been a good start from Nottingham Forest.
Forest 0, Tottenham 0. just about. Ball with Spurs inside their own half at the moment with Pedro Porro on this near side. But that, if you were looking for something to liven this game up after a steady first few minutes, that will do the trick. Header off the post and then a good Vicario save. Vicario wearing a Vimto-looking goalkeeping strip away to our left, purple and pink.
You described that brilliantly. That is Vimto.
It is, isn't it? It's like a Vimto bottle.
Vimto, yeah.
All the soft drinks may or indeed may not be available. Here's Pedro Porro on this near side, raking ball from right to left. It's a good ball as well to pick out Kolo Muani, who's now going to run at the Forest right back Savona. Decides to cut inside though and gives the ball to Archie Gray, still looking for his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur. Will it come today? We'll wait and see. Young lad started really well, having made the switch from Leeds. Ball goes back to the halfway line and Spurs will build again. Patient in their build-up. Ball played down the left. Spence does well to keep the ball in play. Knows this place really well following that successful loan spell in the 21-22 season. Spurs very patient as they pass the ball around, as I say, using the full width of the pitch. Forest 0, Tottenham 0, 7 minutes gone here on Sports Extra 2. Just the one goal in the other 2 o'clock kickoffs so far today. West Ham leading Aston Villa by a goal to 0. Now Spurs have lost it on the halfway line. Forest very nearly nipped in with Gibbs White, but his first touch was too heavy, got away from him, and Spurs will defend and they bring the ball clear from the back again. Xavi Simons has it, but again, a little bit of sloppy play from Tottenham. Yeah,
bad pass on Xavi Simons. Hasn't started yet. He's lucky that Morgan Gibbs White touch was big, but that's a good ball from Simons.
Yeah, daisy cutter from Simons from right to left, picks out Jed Spence, who's running at Savona. Couple of step overs into the area he goes, left side, rolls the ball back. Will it be Simons? No, he's going to let the ball run. Gray took over and Spurs nicely work it left to right. Kudus cutting inside on his left foot, might fancy a shot, runs between two. Good interception by Forest, and that should be a free kick for a foul on Igor Jesus, and it is to take the pressure off the Forest back four midway inside their half.
Yeah, Kudus kept coming in. He wanted that half a yard, and Nico Williams done. It's good defending. And then Romero catches Igor Jesus late and lets the referee know it wasn't a foul, but it was a foul. After watching the replay, he doesn't get anything of the ball. And maybe a slightly bit of the ball, but he gets Igor Jesus as well.
7 goals for Nottingham Forest. The 24-year-old Igor Jesus, since joining from Botafogo in the summer, done really well. Took him a while to get his first, but since he got his first, he's been absolutely flying. And here come Forest again with Morgan Gibbs White. Through ball, looking for the run of Igor Jesus. Spurs wise to it, able to intercept and clear. They go long, looking for the run of Richarlison here. He's beaten to the ball by Milenkovic. Back to his keeper, and he will clear out to Nico Williams, who went close with his shot down the other end a few moments ago. Forest starting to move through the gears here. Gibbs White in the centre circle, gives the ball away right on cue to Jed Spence, and Spurs now have it back instead, working the ball to the right. Here's Kudus running at the Forest left back. He's got Simons in support, goes back to Pedro Porro instead. Pedro Porro to Xavi Simons. As we mentioned when we first came on air, Simons with 2 goals in his last 2 games. And Spurs again just making sure whenever they get the ball, everybody gets a touch. They're doing nothing in a hurry. Unbeaten in 3. Having lost their previous 3. They've won the last 2 in all competitions, though, to relieve a little bit of the pressure that was starting to build on Thomas Frank. He's going to need time, isn't he, just to get his message across, Thomas Frank?
Yeah, it's going to take time, but he's at a big football club, and sometimes people can get unrestless, but no, he's done an all right job so far.
Pedro Porro on the attack, down the right, low ball in. It's going to be cleared away on the volley by Forest and Murillo that time. It's back with Porro on this near side. Kudus didn't want the ball that time. Interception, clever interception by Forest and Nico Williams. Ball came off Kudus, and Forest have a throw in their left back area, which Williams takes quick and in a hurry. Anderson dribbles the ball clear. Up he goes towards Igor Jesus. Hudson-Odoi's making the run. Ball wouldn't quite fall for him. Good interception by Spurs and Pedro Porro. Forest have to settle for a throw-in instead. Yet to see much of Hudson-Odoi in the game.
No, they can't get the ball out to him because it'd be a good battle between him and Pedro Porro, and he likes to take people on and come inside on his right foot, Hudson-Odoi. We ain't seen any of the Forest wingers as much. Seen a bit from Hutchison at the moment, but Tottenham have had a decent little spell in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi on the left, this near side as we look at things here at the City Ground. Amari Hutchinson over on the far side. Forest win it back midway inside the Spurs half. Good ball to pick out Hutchinson from Jesus. Hutchinson into the penalty area here. He's got Jed Spence for company. Hutchinson goes down. He was running down a blind alley. He was never going to get a penalty there from Sam Barrett, as much as they complain in the Trent end.
Yeah, to be fair, it's going to be a good battle between Hutchinson and Spence. He causes problems, Hutchinson. They will obviously check it because Sam Barrett said check, but the check's over. There was a little shove in the back. He has to be a bit careful, but it wasn't enough for a penalty.
Yeah, he felt the hand, didn't he, from Jed Spence, but nothing doing. Check clear and play can continue. Another goal at the London Stadium. Villa level at West Ham through Ollie Watkins. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1 over on Sports Extra 3 here on the BBC Sounds app. Spurs take the ball to the halfway line, played forwards to Jed Spence. Forest able to intercept and get the ball clear, but then Forest give the ball away. They recover it really quickly. Murillo puts Anderson in a little bit of trouble, drops his shoulder, does well, and then gives the ball away. Sloppy this game has been in the midfield so far. Spurs will come on the attack with Simons. He's knocked off the ball by Sangari, who pleads his innocence, but the referee was about a yard away, got a good view of it, and Spurs will have a free kick dead centre.
Yeah, both teams just giving the ball away. It's a bit, even though there's been a chance for Forest in the first 12 minutes, it's been a bit of a sloppy start from both teams. No one can get their foot on the ball and make things happen at the moment.
Free kick to be taken by Pedro Porro. 12 gone here on Sports Extra 2. Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Sean Dyche just wiping his nose, having a drink of water just down below us. Turns to his two assistants, Ian Wone and Steve Stone. They're just having a conference at the moment, just discussing what they've seen in the opening 12 and a half minutes here. Pedro Porro stands with the ball lined up on his right foot, just past the centre circle, middle of the pitch, and Spurs have got 5 queuing up on the edge of the Nottingham Forest penalty area. Fans just shouted, get on with it. That took a long time for such a basic free kick in a harmless area to be taken. Spence to the left, plays it forwards. Archie Gray's up there. He's got 2 for company, does really well to make that stick there, Archie Gray, 18 years of age, really bright future. Ball played back to Pedro Porro. And again, Spurs just, Forest wanting to get forward as fast as they can every single time. Spurs could not be more opposite if they tried, just in no hurry as they work the ball out to Spence down the left. He plays it forwards. Kolo Muani works the ball onto his right foot, sends in a good looking cross, headed down by Richarlison and wide of the far post. It took them a time to get that move sorted, but when they did get the ball, then it was a decent delivery from Kolo Muani. Richarlison, though, couldn't quite test John Victor.
Yeah, because the set piece where they had, it was a terrible set piece. It was what they tried to work it, but they managed to keep possession. Good play from Kolo Muani. And Richarlison, it's always going to be a difficult header. He's going away from goal, but yeah, as I say, good play from Tottenham after a poor free kick.
Richarlison involved in more Premier League goals than any other Spurs player. 6 goals, 2 assists, 7 goals in all competitions so far this season. He started to find form again, wearing the number 9 for Tottenham as goalkeeper Victor goes long down the centre of the field. Well won, that was the applause by the head of Igor Jesus. Williams has the ball now, that's a foul by Kudus, and that's a Forest free kick on the halfway line, which they thought about taking quickly, and then they thought again. Williams eventually picks out Milenkovic, and Forest work things from left to right. Spurs not working this relatively untested goalkeeper as much as they would have liked early on. Forest on the attack, though, down the other end at the moment. Challenge goes in. Yeah, Spurs would have wanted to test John Victor more. Yeah,
they would have, John, because as I said, he's coming in and, you know, playing in the Premier League, and he's not the regular, so they will want to test it, but they haven't as yet.
Hutchinson with a raking ball in from the right, crossed into the penalty area. Jesus tries to take it down on the turn, but took a player down instead, and that will be a Spurs free kick and another stoppage in play in a game that's been very, very stop-start in the opening quarter of an hour.
Well, you can see, because this place is usually lively and it's been a bit quiet at the moment, and that kind of typifies what the game's been like at the moment. Both teams struggling to get possession and create any clear-cut chances. Things can only get better at the moment for everybody.
It's normally much louder when you're around, Clinton.
Of course it is, but we'll get goals. For sure we'll get goals. I don't think, I'm not going to say it, but I am going to say it. I don't think I've ever had a 0-0. So if I get
Ever?
No, never. So if I get a 0-0, I'll be really disappointed. I'll blame you. Not really, I would never do that.
I seem to remember the first time I worked with Clinton on 5 Live. It was Sheffield United 0. Was it Newcastle 9 that day or 8?
Yes, 8, yeah, at Bramall Lane. Oh, it was a big one.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get that much goals, but if we can get half of that, we'll be happy.
Take that all day long.
Exactly.
We'll take a 4-4, a 5-4, that'll do us. But at the moment, it's very much 0-0 here at the City Ground. 0-0 also on Sports Extra between Crystal Palace and Manchester City, and on 5 Live between Sunderland and Newcastle. All the goals at the moment in the 2 o'clocks in the Premier League coming at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. Fernandes inside a minute for West Ham. Watkins on 9 with the Villa equaliser. Brentford leads the 4:30 kickoff on 5 Live later with Alistair Bruce Ball. Ball high inside the Forest half at the moment. Collision on the edge of the centre circle. Spurs awarded a free kick for a foul by Anderson on Xavi Simons, hence the groans from the people in this very quiet main stand here at the City Ground. The people in the stand opposite where we are, all using their hands to shield their eyes because the sun is shining right on that stand. Won't be for much longer, it'll be dark in about 10 minutes. Ball goes out to the left to Jed Spence, does well to bring the ball down, bring it under control, plays it in field. Ball gets lost by Kolo Muani. Forest try and clear from their right back area, and eventually the referee sees something else that he doesn't like.
Yeah, it's a foul from Muani on Hutchinson, and this has been the pattern of the game. Sloppy in possession, great ball to Jed Spence, miscontrols it, loses the ball, and that has been the story of the game for both teams in the final third, but nowhere near good enough as of yet.
Mentioning Jed Spence, we've mentioned him a few times so far in the commentary. 25 years of age only, very, very popular while on loan here from Middlesbrough a few seasons ago, 21-22 season. It's kind of the move that kind of introduced Jed Spence in many ways, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Steve Cooper did a brilliant job, and when he was here, Forest fans appreciated him. He was outstanding, really exciting.
If you've just switched on, the only efforts that we've seen on goal in the opening 17 and a half minutes, one followed the other. Sangari coming in to get on the end of a Hutchinson cross. His header came off back off the foot of the post, and then straight from that, Williams with a right-footed shot. Good save by Vicario, flying away to his left. Ball out for a throw-in on this near side, next to where Thomas Frank is standing, and it's gone in Nottingham Forest's favour. Nico Williams to take it. Could just do with a little bit more drama like what we had there. That was in the 4th minute of the game. A very quiet Sunday afternoon here next to the River Trent. Throw in, reaches Sangari inside the centre circle, moves the ball to the right. Savona's over there, plays it forwards. Hutchinson cutting in from the right on his left foot, plays a 1-2 with Gibbs White, and now Sangari, who went close with that header in the opening 5. Anderson moves it to the left. Nico Williams again using the full width of the pitch. He's got 2 for company. Does well to pick out the quiet Callum Hudson-Odoi. Has been so far in this game. Anderson raking ball to the right. That'll be excellent if Savona can get there. Savona can't, just overhit. Good thinking by Elliot Anderson. Not the first time we've seen him try and do that in this game so far. This time though, just a little bit too hot for Savona to handle.
Yeah, I think Savona's got to read his pass, to be fair. It's a brilliant ball from Elliot Anderson. He's just signalling to him, you've got to be on your front foot. Brilliant. He's impressed me massively. He's a better player than I actually thought he was. I knew he was a good player, but he's been really impressive. Always wants to take the ball in tight areas. He's definitely on the plane in the World Cup.
Anderson, yeah, absolutely.
Anderson, sorry, yeah.
Newcastle really sorry to see him go, weren't they? Big loss up in the northeast. Forest want a free kick for a foul on the halfway line on Igor Jesus. Nothing doing this time, says referee Sam Barrett, and eventually the ball goes out for a throw-in over on the far side.
But Lee, if it's not a foul, then book him because he died. That's what I'm trying to say. Then you shouldn't have players that are doing that, so you should have booked him, definitely.
And as soon as he does that, the tempo of the game will naturally speed up.
Exactly that.
Because people won't... Someone's gone down off the ball here now, just in front of Murillo. I'm not quite sure what happened. There's a Spurs player who's down, and he looks to be in some discomfort as well. He was standing, just trying to get a glimpse at who it is. He was standing right next to Murillo, and then just... I
think it must be Xavi Simons. It's Xavi Simons, I think it's him that's down on the ground.
He hit the deck when he got no need to hit the deck. We're just getting... it's Simons. He's run into Murillo's arm.
Yeah. Murillo knows what he's doing. He's running across him, and Murillo's leaned into Xavi Simons, so he knows what he's doing. It's just a centre-half letting him know that he's around. And no shock with Richarlison's involved.
He loves it, doesn't he? But you will know every team needs
you
that
need a
kind of character.
Richarlison. Everyone needs a Richarlison. Yeah, it can be frustrating sometimes, but you do need someone like a Richarlison for sure.
20 minutes gone. We've just got another break in play here. That's been the story of the game so far. If you have just switched on, you've missed very little apart from a quick double chance for Forest. Sangari with a header off the post. Williams with a shot. Good save by the keeper. What have you made of it so far, Clinton? It just needs
it needs a
something.
spark. It needs something to liven it. I've never come to the City ground and it's been so quiet, but that's down to the players to give them something to cheer about. And at the moment, it's been really quiet. I think Tottenham would be happy coming away from home, it being 0-0 at the moment.
We said earlier, Forest looking to dictate the pace of the game. They're looking to get forwards quickly at every given opportunity, and Spurs have come here with a plan to stop them from doing that, and at the moment their plan has been spot on. Ball back in play, long towards Richarlison, carries all the way through to the light blue wearing John Victor in the Nottingham Forest goal. Sports Extra 2 on the BBC Sounds app. Forest 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. And the ball's just been lost by Forest in the midfield. Spurs play it forwards, but that's intercepted. Anderson plays the ball up towards Igor Jesus. Ball bounces off his head. It wasn't really a header. It just hit him on the head, and he guided it to Hudson-Odoi. Ball goes out on this near side. Forest wanted the throw. Instead, it's gone in favour of Spurs, taken quickly by Pedro Porro. Rodrigo Bentancur comes away with the ball. Spurs lose it. Murillo will intercept, and now here come Forest. That's a good through ball by Murillo. Picks out Igor Jesus, holds off Van de Ven on the edge of the penalty area, moves it to the right. Savona forwards from right back here. He's got Hutchinson inside. He picks him out. Hutchinson's first touch was poor though, and now Kolo Muani will come away on the counter for Spurs, and it's 4-on-4 here. Kolo Muani on a great run, cutting in on his right foot, and he took one touch too many when he got options either side.
So poor. He's got to give it to Mohamed Kudus. He's done ever so well, and then he's trying to backhill. Just give it to Kudus, trying to backhill between two defenders.
And now all of a sudden Forest will come forwards with Gibbs White peeling in from the right on his left foot. Raking ball to Hudson-Odoi, intercepted by Pedro Porro. Loose ball falls for Williams into the area left side. Can Williams get a shot away? No, he can't. He's marked out. Ball goes behind for the first corner of the game, and it's come to life, Clinton.
Yeah, it has come to life. Nico Williams, he's got to give it to Hudson-Odoi. He loves to get forward, but give it to your winger who's more dangerous. He does well in the end, but it's good recovery from Pedro Porro. But give it to your winger who's more natural than that. And that's what sometimes fullbacks get too excited.
Well, I mean, down the other end, Kolo Muani had got three in support, and all of them were looking at him as if to say, any danger, and he went alone. Wrong option. Let's see what happens here from this Nottingham Forest corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. Trent End, in it goes. Vicario flaps the ball away to the edge of the penalty area. Forest have it over on the far side. Hutchinson, ball across the face of goal. Well defended by Spurs. Forest still have it over there. Murillo lets the ball run. And all of a sudden, the game's just picked up in pace, and in turn the atmosphere has gone up a few notches. Forest keep the ball and go back to Savona inside the centre circle. Moves the ball to his right. Williams still up there, keeps it moving, receives it back. He's got Sangari just next to him. Williams will send it across. Milenkovic is up there and heads it wide of the bottom corner. Really well played. Good ball in from Nico Williams over on the far side in the first place. Milenkovic was still up from the corner, couldn't quite guide his header on target. Yeah,
it's a good ball. I think Williams is a better player on the right hand side, but obviously Savona's been doing well there, and Sinchenko's been out injured and needs to get back to full fitness. But it's a great ball in. It's a good header from Milenkovic. You know what? Richarlison just does enough to put off Milenkovic, but good ball in from Nico Williams.
Goal kick to Spurs. All the chances going the way of Nottingham Forest at the moment. They just need to be able to make one count, but they are a couple of headers now. One's come off the post from Sangari, one just wide there from Milenkovic. Ball loose in the midfield at the moment, high towards Richarlison. Milenkovic's clearance isn't great, goes straight to Simons, but he does well there, Milenkovic, to recover the situation. Got on the end of the second ball first. Spurs still have it though over on the far side with Spence. Sangari goes in with a challenge, and all of a sudden this game has just come to life a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You want the tempo to go up. I felt like it was a testimonial pace in the first 20 minutes, but now the game has livened up and we're starting to see a proper football match.
I was feeling sleepy in the first 20 minutes. And none of us should be, because we've had that many sugary sweets downstairs.
Yeah.
We're full of energy. There was just nothing to get excited about. Now, though, completely different story. Richarlison's unhappy with something here. He wanted a free kick for a foul on the edge of the penalty area. He just punched the air in frustration, and in turn got quite a bit of stick from the Forest fans over on the far side. He had a case, to be fair. He was in a wrestling match.
Kick. Sam Barrett, the referee, has to do better. It's a free kick.
Now, Spurs have got a man down in the form of Romero in the centre circle. Forest will continue to come forward. Hudson-Odoi rolls the ball in field. Archie Gray intercepts, and now Sam Barrett has decided to stop it because he says it's a head injury for Christian Romero, in which case, referee, you should have stopped the game straight away. Didn't. Medics on, and we will have another break here. Just to recap, West Ham have just gone back in front against Aston Villa. Aston Villa's equaliser has now gone down as a Mavropanos own goal. Actually, it was initially given to Watkins. That's gone down as a Mavropanos own goal. But West Ham have just gone back in front, leading Aston Villa by 2-1. We'll confirm the goal scorer in just a second. It's just gone in over on Sports Extra 3. That's where all the goals are in the 2 o'clock kickoff so far in the Premier League. On 5 Live, it's still Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0 in the North East derby. Here on Sports Extra 2, Forest 0, Tottenham 0. And on Sports Extra, goalless in a game that should be absolutely brilliant between Crystal Palace and Manchester City. Forest fans not happy here because Romero's receiving treatment on the field. He's on his feet. He's fine. Both sets of players taking the opportunity to come and have a drink on this near side.
Yeah, I think West Ham Villa took all the goals at the moment. Surprising. I thought there'd be goals in City, Palace, and also, obviously, Sunderland, Newcastle, and here.
Yes. Bowen has got the West Ham goal, subject to a VAR check. It's just saying on my video printer in front of me here. But as things stand, West Ham leading Aston Villa by 2-1. How did you get on with your game yesterday, Clinton? Watching Coventry, weren't you?
Yeah, Coventry, good result. Bouncing back from a disappointing couple of games, and yeah, it's that league's crazy league championship. But Coventry, they look good at the moment. I'm not going to get excited. One of my old clubs. I hope they get promoted.
Yeah, beating Bristol City, who've had a decent start to the season themselves by 1-0 yesterday at home. Ball goes out for a throw-in on this near side, which is where Romero's standing. Will be waved back onto the field by the referee momentarily, greeted by a load of boos from the Forest fans. Now let's see what Spurs can do here as they come forwards from the throw. Pedro Porro receives the ball back from Xavi Simons, hits one high over the top. Keeper comes a long way. And that really, considering we were saying early in the commentary that he needs to be tested, John Victor, standing in for Sells in goal today, that's really the first thing he's had to do, come to the edge of his area and make a routine catch.
Yeah, you're right. That is the first things he has to do.
Goes long downfield, looking for Igor Jesus, but Christian Romero is going to get on the end of the loose ball, return it to Vicario, and he puts Gray in all kinds of trouble, and Sangari's in, rolls the ball across, and Callum Hudson-Odoi puts Nottingham Forest ahead. Awful from Vicario, gave it straight to Archie Gray. Sangari pounced, squared it, tap in for Hudson-Odoi. Forest lead. What were Spurs thinking? Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
But this is what I'm saying. If teams want to play out from the back, you have to have players that are comfortable in possession. Vicario, all right, if Thomas Frank says that's how you got to play out from the back, Archie Gray's made a mistake and everyone's gone round him. He's still a youngster. He's not checked his shoulder, but we're going to give full credit to Sangari. I thought he's brilliant. What Sangari can do, Lee, is he can go and have a shot. It's the right pass. He's not checked his shoulder. It's all about Sangari. He can have a shot. Plays it to Hudson-Odoi. It's brilliant centre midfield play. He knows there's pressure in his position with Douglas Luiz coming back, but it's brilliant from Sangari, and Hudson-Odoi has the easiest thing of just tapping it into an empty net. So it's a mistake from Archie Gray. He holds his hand up, but if you want to play like that, you've got to expect there's going to be mistakes, but brilliant from Sangari.
It's something that frustrates supporters of all football clubs. Why is Vicario giving it to Archie Gray on the edge of his own area, facing his own goal, when he could have just picked out a longer pass on the halfway line, and that would never, ever have happened? If that's what he's been told, fine, but Archie Gray's just walked away from that. Young player, 19 years of age, head down. Is it a mistake by him, or was he put in an impossible situation?
Listen, Vicario can see the picture, but I think that's how they want to play, and he didn't still have enough time to probably turn his body.
Spurs go long all the way through to the keeper.
Yeah, sorry, and get in. So it's a mistake from Archie Gray. He saw everyone go around him, but his goalkeeper, Vicario, he don't help him. He doesn't help him at all.
And the big news coming out of the City Ground here, it's the big headline on the BBC Sport website at the moment. Clinton Morrison still hasn't seen a 0-0 for 5 Live. That's what they're all talking about, the journos.
I told you I would. I told you we'll get goals, and there'll be more goals in this for sure.
Oh, and now Spence has just gone in for a tackle. He's been brought down there by, I think that's Savona over on the far side. It is, and that's going to be a yellow card for the Nottingham Forest right back, and a free kick. Jed Spence, I mean, he went through the air like Superman, but it was a definite foul.
Yeah, I don't think Savona realises Jed Spence was that quick, and he thought he had more time than he thought, and he's quick, Spence. He just nudges it around him, and yeah, it's definitely a yellow card.
Yeah, took the ball away from him, did Jed Spence, waited for the tackle, and it came and some from Nicola Savona. Yellow card for him. Half an hour played, Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0 at the City Ground, just following an awful mix-up at the back between Vicario and Archie Gray. Clinton said it a few moments ago, 10 out of 10 for the alertness of Sangari in the first place to pounce and then square the ball. It was an easy tap-in for Hudson-Odoi. He'll never have a simpler goal for the rest of his career, but all about the alertness and awareness of Sangari. Now, free kick to Tottenham, wide on their left, about 12 yards from the corner flag. It's going to be an in-swinger. Chance for an equaliser here for Thomas Frank's side straight away. It's whipped in with pace towards the back post. Goalkeeper watches it, backtracks and tips it over his crossbar for a corner. Yeah,
it's good goalkeeping. It's a bit overhit, the ball in from Pedro Porro, but it's into a dangerous area, and he thinks, can he catch it? No, he does ever so well to tip it over the bar. It's the right decision.
Another corner. Well, first corner for Tottenham. Last one was a free kick. It's to be taken on this near side this time. The Tottenham Hotspur right in swinger via the left boot of Mohamed Kudus. 3 goals for the season for himself so far. Let's see if he can get an assist here. We've got 5 Spurs shirts queuing up at the back post here inside the 6 yards area. Referee standing at all of them as Kudus' ball is whipped in again on top of the keeper. Again he has the answers, punches it clear to the edge of the penalty area. Ball's worked back out to the right. Kudus, is he offside? Flag stays down, then Kudus gets knocked off the ball, just loses a battle of strength, simple as, against Igor Jesus. He completes the clearance and the ball goes out for a Tottenham throw on this near side. Well defended twice by the goalkeeper actually, Clinton.
Yeah, he does well. Sometimes I'm always questioning goalies punching it, but he done well in both occasions just then.
Just to confirm, by the way, that VAR check confirmed the goal of Jared Bowen at West Ham. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1, as Spence does well to dance through the centre circle. Past 2, tries the through ball for Richarlison. Forest intercept, only as far as Kudus, edge of the area right side, works it onto his right foot, tries to get it back onto his left, sends it across the 6 yards line, looking for Richarlison again. Good defending by Forest. Loose ball falls for Bentancur, sweeps it to the left to Spence, whose determination started this move in the first place. Now Kolo Muani running at Savona, who needs to be careful because he's on a yellow card. Back to Spence, low cross with his left foot, falls for Gray on the turn. Good save by John Victor, low down to his right. Sharp gathered it at the second time of asking. Gray's wait for his first senior goal for Spurs continues.
Yeah, to be fair, it's good play from Jed Spence. He's still feeling that knock from earlier. It's good technique, but it's good shot save from Victor. It's one you expect him to make at a near post, but he does well.
Finally, the Forest goalkeeper called into action. It's taken just over half an hour. Couple of punches from set pieces and then a good sharp save low down to his right. Saved it, smothered it at the second time of asking, as I say. Ball goes out for a Spurs throw on this near side. Forest 1, Tottenham 0 if you've just joined us here on Sports Extra 2. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1 on 3, and then Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0, and Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 0, and the other latest scores from the 2 o'clock Premier League games so far. Certainly looks like Archie Gray getting that shot away hasn't let the mistake for the goal affect him too much.
No, he's a talented young individual. Yeah. Listen, he's still young. He's going to make a lot of mistakes in his career, but it's the braveness to go and get on a ball and make things happen.
Now, Romero's just been done there for a flailing arm to the face of Igor Jesus on this near side. Igor Jesus just taking his time to get to his feet. Simons has gone over and said, come on, it wasn't that bad, and I tend to agree. I tend to agree with Simons there. He went down like he took a right hook from Mike Tyson there, Igor Jesus, but it was enough for a free kick anyway. And it will be taken by Morgan Gibbs-White on this near side. The Nottingham Forest left. They lead 1-0. Gibbs-White and Anderson just in conference next to the ball here. interesting person to watch, isn't he, Xavi Simons? I just like the way he manages to get under people's skin without any effort.
Yeah, he does get under people's skin, and you're probably thinking players want to give him a kick on the pitch as well, to be fair. But he's a talented individual. Been a bit quiet so far this afternoon. I think if Tottenham want to get back into the game, he needs to start, delivering.
Let's see what can happen from this free kick. It's with the goal scorer Hudson-Odoi, played short to him. Hudson-Odoi to the byline, beats his marker, cross goes in, headed away well by Archie Gray, who's back there defending. Loose ball picked up by Williams, and now Anderson, edge of the area, low ball in, ball comes back to Anderson, does well, makes it stick. Hudson-Odoi, Anderson, 3 for company, pulling all the strings. Eventually the 3 men of Spurs come away with the ball. Kudus gets his pockets picked, and eventually Spurs settle for a throw. Good defending by Callum Hudson-Odoi that time, actually. Good persistence on sticking with his man. Yeah,
definitely, because I think if he doesn't make the tackle, Mohamed Kudus is in there, because Nico Williams and Elliot Anderson are out of the game. So good defending from Hudson-Odoi.
9 minutes to go until half-time. That's Clinton Morrison with us here at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest leading by a goal to nil. Spurs have given the ball away again inside their own half here. Amari Hutchinson couldn't make it stick that time, and Spurs come away with the ball. Here's Kudus, beats Williams, cuts inside to the edge of the area. Kudus knocked off the ball fairly by Hudson-Odoi, who was backtracking, and that's a good out ball. And here come Forest moving forwards with Hutchinson down the centre. He's got Igor Jesus to his right, picks him out. 2 to try and pick out in the centre here. Cross goes in, and Gibbs White just couldn't get there on the stretch. He was sliding in at the back post, just needed a touch. It was a great ball in from Igor Jesus. If he was half a foot taller, that would be 2-0 Clinton.
If it was Morgan Gibbs White crossing it for Igor Jesus, he scores, because he's taller than big Gibbs White. I just think he has to delay his run. It's a great ball in. Strikers know what kind of balls they want in the box. I always say strikers can put better balls into the box because they know what delivery they want. And he's so unlucky, Gibbs White. He can't go any earlier, but yeah, it's good play from Nottingham Forest.
So close to 2-0 here at the City Ground. Instead, it's still that Callum Hudson-Odoi goal only, can't get my words out today, that separates the two teams. Too many Christmas dinners, clearly, including that one pre-match. Ball high inside the centre circle. Murillo wins the header. Spurs will now do the same thing probably. In fact, it's Forest who win the second ball too. And now here comes Gibbs White moving forwards for Forest again. Hudson-Odoi to the edge of the area on his left foot, takes it to the byline. Needs some support here. Can he get some from Anderson? He picks him out, edge of the box, right foot. Again, Spurs defending well here, which they absolutely didn't do in the build-up to the Nottingham Forest goal. Anderson to the byline, rolls it back. Nico Williams, heavy first touch. His first touch was nearly a tackle. It was intercepted well by Pedro Porro, who clears it to the edge of the centre circle, and Forest will build again. Milenkovic gives it to Sangari. Jesus tries to take it on the turn, does well. Ball out to the right. Savona's got time and space here. Low ball in, isn't great, but it gets a flick and it just goes wide. Was that from Morgan Gibbs White? It was. Forest wants a corner. Goal kick is the decision from Sam Barrett. Morgan Gibbs White's absolutely fuming with that call.
Yeah, it's good play again from Igor Jesus. He's been a handful. He's caused Mickey van der Ven and Romero problems. And you can see good ball in from Savona. And it does take a deflection off Bentancur. The Gibbs White flick's going nowhere. It's going miles wide, and it does take a big deflection of Bentancur. I don't know how the referee Sam Barrett can't see it. He's literally 5 yards away.
And what will really irritate Morgan Gibbs White there is the referee's expression as he gave the decision. It was one that I am 100% certain I'm right here. And he was 100% wrong.
He was 100% wrong, definitely.
Forest win the ball back. It's all Forest at the moment as they move forwards from halfway. Hudson-Odoi over the top, too heavy this time for Gibbs White. Puts his hand in the air to acknowledge the quality of the ball. Just a little bit too much on it that time from Callum Hudson-Odoi. Spurs come down the other end now. Long ball played forwards by Archie Gray. Can Kolo Muani keep the ball in play? He can. He's got Savona marking him tightly. Kolo Muani on his right foot. Eventually Forest do well, get back in their numbers and should clear via Amari Hutchinson. Ends up facing his own goal though. He's gone down a bit of a blind alley here. Eventually Sangari has it and the ball goes out into touch over on the far side for a throw into Nottingham Forest. We were whinging earlier, Clinton, but since the game has come to life, you have to admire the way Forest have gone about their business. They've been superb.
Yeah, they have been excellent. Tottenham nowhere near good enough. The front four, you haven't seen, they haven't done enough. They haven't done enough to affect Forest's backline, but that's credit to Forest. Forest have been outstanding in this first 39 minutes, and Tottenham have a lot to do.
Ball with Kudus on the edge of the centre circle. Does well to carry it to the right and then cuts back inside again on his left foot. Gave himself too much to do there, and now it's a late tackle. That is a late tackle going in by Archie Gray. Gets a yellow card straight away for that foul on Nico Williams, and he knew it straight away, didn't he? Archie Gray goes over to apologise.
Yeah, it's a bit of frustration from Archie Gray. He's had a good half apart from his mistake, but yeah, you can see definitely he does catch him. But you know what, if you're Tottenham, you probably look, it's not their day so far. You might look as early as at half time to make a few changes, because they've not been threatening enough at all at the moment.
Was very late, just having a look at that replay from Archie Gray. Yellow card, the right call from referee Sam Barrett. It's the same Spurs team, if you've joined us late, that started their last Premier League win, the 2-0 victory against Thomas Frank's old club Brentford last weekend. So he's kept faith with the team that did so well that time. At the moment though, really on the whole in this game, they haven't really got going.
No, they've been passive, really passive, and they haven't got near no one. They're not pressing.
Surely that's a shove in the face of Igor Jesus by Christian Romero. Forest fans thought so. Sean Dyche absolutely adamant it was a foul. Referee Sam Barrett, not for the first time, gets on the wrong side of the Forest faithful.
Yeah, he does. It's a good battle, that. Romero, I think he got caught earlier on, and since then he's made it like, I'm going to have a battle with you, Igor Jesus. And it's a good battle. It's good. It's one what you like to see, and it is a good battle at the moment.
Always good to work with Clinton Morrison, always commentates with a smile on his face. I'm about to make it disappear though, because I'm going to tell him that
Man City are winning.
Thanks to Erling Haaland.
I kind of knew that anyway, and he's in my fantasy team, so I expected that one from Palace. And I want the title race to go right down to the wire. But it's still early,
Making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Haaland's goal at Selhurst Park, the difference, 4 minutes before half-time. That's live on Sports Extra. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 1. Same score line here, just the one goal separated the two teams on Sports Extra 2. Forest 1, Tottenham 0. Forest moving forwards, searching for a second. Hudson-Odoi to Nico Williams. Ball goes straight behind for a goal kick, although some Forest fans behind that goal will tell you it didn't go straight behind. They will tell you it came off a Spurs defender last and they want a corner. But nothing doing, according to Sam Barrett once again. It's 0-0 on 5 Live. Sunderland and Newcastle in the North East derby there, and West Ham on Sports Extra 3 lead Aston Villa by 2-1. 4:30 on 5 Live. Commentary of Brentford against Leeds at the G-Tech. Is that a foul on Anderson? No, says referee Sam Barrett, who is going to go to bed tonight with a well and truly big headache.
The amount of boos he's getting around here, for sure.
He'll be standing in the gym tomorrow still hearing boos ringing
exactly
in his ears. He's not the most popular person in this part of West Bridgford. Romero plays the ball inside his own half to Mickey van der Ven, and here's Archie Gray. Spurs just going nowhere fast. Gray, who was at fault for the goal, gives the ball away here, and here come Forest once more. Ball to the right. Morgan Gibbs-White waiting for the return pass that time from Igor Jesus. It came, but it didn't have any real quality, and then Anderson's going to get penalised for a foul. Spurs will have a free kick, and I think both of these two teams now are ready for the half-time interval.
Yeah, they are, to be fair. Well, in particular, probably Tottenham need the half-time interval, because they've been nowhere near good enough. You see Mickey van der Ven and Jed Spence having a few words there, but it was Jed Spence's poor touch, so it's nothing to do with Mickey van der Ven.
When I say both teams could do with the half-time interval, I'm thinking more of the Forest fans, really, because they've got that wound up by referee Sam Barrett. I think they fancy a pint, just to chill out for 15 minutes. Pedro Porro wins his side of throw, and then there's afters with Pedro Porro and Anderson. Just a little bit of argy-bargy, both shoving each other, and now Sam Barrett wants a word. And that flare-up, Clinton, there, I was watching it, came out of absolutely nowhere. Pedro Porro is saying Elliot Anderson's just used his arm there, which, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me, he didn't do.
Nah, he won the ball. It was just a bit of an aggressive tackle from Elliot Anderson, but what does he want him to do? That's what Tottenham need to show, what Elliot Anderson shows week in, week out.
He looks absolutely fuming, Pedro Porro. Is he going to get a yellow card here for something he said? Referee Sam Barrett comes over with his yellow card out. I think it's for Steve Stone, and a member of the Tottenham Hotspur coaching staff as well. I think it was Steve Stone who got the yellow in the Forest technical area, either Stone or Wone, one of the two.
It was Stone, you're right. And then the Tottenham assistant got one as well.
And all that came from absolutely nothing. Just
exactly.
Absolutely flared up from nowhere. Anyway, the game continues, and the ball, thankfully for the people on this near side, is over on the far side. Ball played forwards by Spurs, intercepted by Sangari, who gets the outball quickly up to Igor Jesus. He's all on his own. He's got two for company, does really well, turns the full 360, and then finds Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's away down the left, cutting in on his right foot. Can he get a shot away? Rolls it back to Anderson. Hudson-Odoi wants it back. Anderson goes alone. Tackle comes in. Hudson-Odoi with the cross, headed away well by Spurs. 2 minutes to be added on at the end of the first 45 here at the City Ground. Ball back with Callum Hudson-Odoi, running at the Spurs defence on the left. Cross goes in, easily dealt with. Richarlison picks up the loose ball. He's in a battle with Murillo. Murillo gets penalised for a foul. Spurs get a free kick. Forest fans moan, and that's the same route. It's like a pantomime. It's the same routine over and over again.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those, and if he's not been consistent enough, Sam Barrett. So that's why I can understand the Forest fans getting frustrated with his decisions.
His arm was across there, Murillo, wasn't it, on Richarlison? Not the worst foul I've ever seen, probably just about enough. You can hear what the Forest fans think of Sam Barrett. He's certainly not been a homer, you could say that. Forest have got a free kick in their left-back area, and we've had one of the additional 2 minutes here at the City Ground. He's definitely going to get a few boos when he makes his way down the tunnel, which is just away to our left here in about 60 seconds' time, the referee. John Victor comes forwards to take this Forest free kick in the left-back area. Forest, one win in their last three in the Premier League, following defeats to Everton last weekend and then here against Brighton the weekend before, but they've been on top. They've been the better of the two teams in this particular fixture. 2 defeats in their last 9 in all competitions. Did the league double over Spurs last season as well, you might remember. At the moment, they're on their way to doing the same thing again. 1-0 up in the first meeting between the two teams of this particular season. Ball forwards by Spurs to Javi Simons, gets away from him. Long ball out by Forest and Milenkovic. Jesus will give chase and gets there first, draws the foul. That was a foul all day long, and the referee Sam Barrett not interested. Sean Dyche is absolutely seething on this near side. So many decisions not going his team's way. The referee blows for half time. You wouldn't know it, but Forest are actually leading 1-0. However, they're that annoyed with the referee. Boos greet the half-time whistle. Clinton.
Yeah, I don't think Sam Barrett's, it's not been one of his better first half ones. And let me tell you something, Romero can't handle Igor Jesus. Jesus has got the better of him for strength, for pace, caused them all kinds of problems. That was a foul. But Forest fans, they're upset, but they'll be happy now, and they're clapping the players off because Forest have been outstanding in this first half.
You'll know when certain individuals go down the tunnel. Here come the Forest players towards this near side now, being led off the field by Elliot Anderson. They make their way down the tunnel, and now here come the officials with security all around them. Tottenham's players going into the tunnel first, and Sam Barrett with the yellow match ball will be one of the last to go in. Lots of boos, a few poor decisions by the officials. However, Clinton, on the pitch, Forest leading 1-0. Mistake at the back between Vicario and Archie Gray. Sangari pounced. Hudson-Odoi got a tap in, and they're good value for that. Yeah,
they're good value. Tottenham have been nowhere near good enough. Haven't tested Victor in the goal at all. The front four have been non-existent, and they've just not been good enough. Like all over the pitch, not been good enough. Where Forest look more creative, got more of a spark going forward, got a better striker on the pitch. Igor Jesus has been way better than Richarlison's, caused Romero and Mickey van der Ven all kinds of problems. So it's been a good first half for Nottingham Forest.
When you look at the Tottenham bench, Tal, Bergvall, Johnson could all get a nod.
They could, Bergvall could get on, but you look at it and you're thinking, are they going to really scare you as a Forest player? Are you? But you know what? It could be written in the stars for Brendan Johnson. Come back against his old club. You know, he came through the academy here. Can he come on and cause problems? But I think I'd give it another 15 minutes. And if I'm Thomas Frank, I'm making changes, that's for sure.
Half-time scores elsewhere. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 1 on Sports Extra. On Sports Extra 3, West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. On 5 Live, half-time whistles just gone there. Steve Crossman with all the half-time reaction to Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0. And here on Sports Extra 2, we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half, because at the end of the first, it's Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
And they've hit the crossbar as well through Jeremy Pino, who probably should have scored, if truth be told. So Oliver Glasner's team will be feeling slightly rueful that they're behind in this game. Palace 0, Manchester City 1.
West Ham on course to climb out of the bottom three as it stands. Half-time at the London Stadium. Aaron Paul.
Decent little watch this, Steve. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. We've had the Premier League's fastest goal so far this season. 29 seconds in, Villa caught playing out from the back. Ezri Konsa robbed by Mateus Fernandes, who curled past the goalkeeper from a tight angle. The visitors, though, bagged their equaliser 8 minutes later. John McGinn, sumptuous left-footed cross. Ollie Watkins battling with Mavropanos, and the header nestling into the back of the net, with it being deemed an own goal by the Hammers defender. But West Ham able to retake the lead. Diouf's ball cleared to Pot, whose shot was diverted into the back of the net by Jared Bowen. Villa have offered very little in this first half, and that's why they're behind. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1.
What about Forest still on top against Tottenham? Half-time, Rob Law.
Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham 0. Sean Dyche's side deserved their lead at the break. Ibrahim Sangare's header hit the foot of the post early on before Callum Hudson-Odoi scored his first in 18 games. Spurs only have themselves to blame. They were caught trying to play out from the back. Sangare robbed Archie Gray and put it on a plate for Hudson-Odoi to finish. Forest could have had more. Gibbs White went close twice, but Spurs just can't find any rhythm in this game. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham 0 at the break.
If it stays that way, then Leeds United will kick off their game at Brentford at 4:30 in the bottom three. We've got full commentary of that following Sunderland Newcastle here on 5 Live. 0-0 at half-time. Paul Robinson, just one thought from you before we move on. From the outside, it's had almost a cup final feel in that lots and lots of intensity, but that thing in the back of everybody's mind that it's such a big game, don't make a big error.
Yeah, I think we've seen two teams who definitely don't want to lose this game. There's not been that much quality in the final third, and I think the game itself, in all honesty, when you look at the quality of players that we've got on show here and you look at the squads that are available to these two sides, it's a game that has lacked quality. It's been overtaken with the passion and the pace of the game. Very difficult to get any kind of quality when you're playing at such an intensity. The turnover has been incredible. I mean, Newcastle in the first 20 minutes struggled to put 2 or 3 passes together. They were just swamped and swarmed all over from Sunderland. But as I said there, at the end of the half, Sunderland aren't prolific scorers, and they've really struggled to create anything that would level up to the amount of possession that they've had. Newcastle, when they've had the ball in possession, they do look calm, they look collected, they're quite happy to play without the ball now. I said I saw them at Everton and they did exactly the same, but they were very clinical going forward. They haven't had that side to the game. They've lacked quality in the final third as well. A game that's promised so much, it's delivered with furiosity, intensity and passion in the middle of the park, but it's failed at either end at the moment.
Paul, thank you very much. Back with Paul and John Murray at the Stadium of Light for second half commentary shortly. In the Women's Super League, we will keep you up to date with all of the games going on. Latest score is Manchester United 0, Tottenham 0. Performance of the day, Manchester City's Khadija Shaw scored 4 goals in a 6-1 win. We'll hear from her. We'll look ahead to the Scottish League Cup final, and then we'll head off to Brentford for the first time today, all after the news on 5 Live with Dan Maudsley.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Good afternoon. 11 people have been killed in what police have described as a terror attack at Bondi Beach in Sydney. 2 gunmen targeted an event celebrating the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. One of the attackers is also dead, while the other is critically injured. A child is believed to be among the 29 people taken to hospital. This man was at the beach and described what he saw.
I went over that sort of fence where the car parked, and then the shooting starts. And everyone is running down. And 2 police officers lying down on the ground next to me. I fall down and the blood was coming from my hand.
Well, the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has condemned the attack and said his government will dedicate every resource to making sure Jewish people are safe and protected. I've spoken in the last hour to Rabbi Dr. Benjamin Elton, who's Chief Minister of the Great Synagogue in Sydney. I asked him about those words from the Prime Minister.
Quite clearly, we're not safe. We weren't safe at 6:45 this evening. It's for the government not just to ask us to feel safe, but to put in place those measures which ensure that we are safe, like every other Australian community. Clearly, people were allowed to acquire weapons, it seems plant a explosive device and make their way to a crowded area with many Jews and non-Jews without being impeded. And that is something which the authorities are going to have to look at, how this murderous attack was able to be planned and carried out.
What's been the response from Australians beyond the Jewish community there?
I've been tremendously touched. I've received messages of support, solidarity, concern, condolence from political and civic and religious leaders, Muslims, Christians, and of course Jews. We, along with many other Jews, feel deeply indignant that this has happened to Australia and in Australia, because Australia has been a very, very successful multicultural nation. The First Nations peoples who've been here for 60,000 years, and waves of immigration that have come since 1788 have built up this very successful, not perfect, but very successful multicultural society where people are welcomed who come to contribute and embrace us as fellow Australians. And to see that lacerated by an action such as this is an offence against the whole nation. And as Australians, not just as Jews, we feel very strongly about that.
Well, here, Sir Keir Starmer has said the government is working with the Jewish security organisation, the Community Security Trust, on the policing of Hanukkah events in the UK. The Met Police have said they are increasing their police presence and carrying out additional community patrols. We have also just had this statement from King Charles, issued by Buckingham Palace. It reads, "My wife and I are appalled and saddened by the most dreadful anti-Semitic terrorist attack on Jewish people attending the Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach. Our hearts go out to everyone who's been affected so dreadfully, including the police officers who were injured while protecting members of their community. We commend the police, emergency services and members of the public whose heroic actions no doubt prevented even greater horror and tragedy. In times of hurt, Australians always rally together in unity and resolve. I know that the spirit of community and love that shines so brightly in Australia and the light at the heart of the Hanukkah festival will always triumph over the darkness of such evil." That message from the King in the last few minutes. We will keep you updated here on 5 Live. There's also continued coverage on the BBC News Live page and on the news stream on BBC Sounds.
My Christmas mix is pure 90s festive nostalgia. You know, the Christmas songs you listen to on repeat.
No. I'm all about the big hitting Christmas anthems.
Come on, guys. What about those tunes that really slay? It's Christmas kitchen disco season, surely.
Get all kinds of Christmassy.
Just search Christmas music
on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Half-times in the Premier League: Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0, Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 1, Forest 1, Spurs 0 and West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. One game left in the WSL today. Let's check in on Manchester United Tottenham. Sophia Hartley.
Remains goalless here, but we've had two very close chances for United. Jess Park's effort is tipped over the bar by Liza Kopp. Then Miyazawa gets a powerful strike from 20 yards out that hits the crossbar. Tottenham having to sit deep as United pile on the pressure. 29 minutes gone here. Manchester United 0, Tottenham 0.
Other full times: Leicester City 1, London City Lionesses 0, West Ham 2, Liverpool 2, and wins for both of the top two: Brighton 0, Chelsea 3 and Manchester City 6. Aston Villa 1. That game featured 4 goals for Khadija Bunny Shaw, who now has 103 in 120 appearances for City.
Yeah, speechless. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. Coming into this game, I know that if I had scored, it would have been a really good milestone for me. But yeah, I'm honestly speechless. I don't know what to say, honestly.
I mean, the way you've taken those goals as well, are you thinking in that moment, or is it instinct, or is it just practice? Because you're just so clinical. It's like it just happens and you know it's going to happen. Yeah,
I think it's a little bit of everything that you just said. Sometimes it's instinct. Sometimes it's practice. You practice in front of goal. The more you're in front of goal, the more confident you become. And I think when I come in the games, I know that I have to be ready in the box for when the balls come and the service comes. So yeah, I would say a little bit of both.
And you've had a challenging year or so, let's say, injuries and everything else that's going on. So this must feel like a real special moment for you. Yeah, definitely. The beginning was a bit challenging, a bit difficult. Even
couple weeks ago with what happened back home. Mentally, it was a bit tough, but for me, I just try to do the best that I can, and I've always said I try to focus on what I can control, because when I focus on what I can control, the rest will do its bit. For me, a good job today, 4 goals, 6 points, and we keep going.
Speaking of back home, you had a message on the big screen from Usain Bolt. I think that's pretty special.
Yeah, definitely. He's a really good friend of mine, always encouraging me, always telling me to keep going, always pushing me. I bet now I score 4, he's going to say I should have scored 6. But good friend of mine, and keep going.
As friends go, that's pretty difficult to beat. Khadija Shaw speaking to Sani Rudravajulu. In Rugby Union's Champions Cup, it's finished. Harlequins 68, Bayonne 14. At 3:15, last season's beaten finalist Northampton face Pretoria Bulls. Chris Jones.
Yeah, ideal conditions here at the Gardens, Steve. Fresh off that crucial away win at Po last time out. Saints back here at the Gardens, where they've been very hard to beat in the Champions Cup. As you say, beaten finalists last season. Loads of the England stars in action. Pollocks at 8, Mitchell and Smith at 9 and 10. Bulls have left some big guns at home. It's hard to see them getting too close, but we said that about a few of the results yesterday. So massive game this in Pool 4, and a big one in Pool 2 happening at the same time. We'll keep you across Toulon Bath as well.
Welcome back to the City Ground here on Sports Extra 2. Half-time, Nottingham Forest leading Tottenham Hotspur by a 1-0. I'm just having a look at this near touchline. It doesn't look like... we're not surprised Sean Dyche hasn't made any changes, but it doesn't look like Thomas Frank has Clinton either during the break. Surprised?
Yeah, a bit surprised, but I do think he'll give it another 15 minutes to see how this group do. 15-20 minutes, and then I think he'll look to his bench to make changes.
Can I just apologise because I didn't look before I threw to you, and he's loving a mince pie.
Oh no, I ate that quick. It wasn't 1, it was 2 as well.
Did you get 2 in?
Yeah, I'm going for a jog tonight on my way home. Oh, brilliant.
We're back underway here at the City Ground. Lee Blakeman, Clinton Morrison, a couple of mince pies. We're all happy here. Everybody's happy, apart from the Tottenham fans, because their team are trailing by a 0-0. No changes, as I say, made by either manager at half-time. I'll run through the 2 lineups for you in just a tick. Spurs kicking from left to right in this second half. Forest kicking from left to right in this second half, attacking the away end. Spurs therefore attacking the Trent end, kicking from right to left, and that's where the ball is at the moment, with goalkeeper John Victor wearing all light blue, plays the ball downfield, looking for the chest of Amari Hutchinson, finds the chest of Amari Hutchinson, but he was just returning from an offside position. So the Forest team, John Victor is in goal. It's 4-2-3-1. Nikola Savona on a yellow card at right back. Nikola Milenkovic and Murillo, the 2 centre halves, with Nico Williams playing at left back. The 2 holding in the midfield, Ibrahim Sangare and Elliot Anderson. Then a 3 of Amari Hutchinson, Morgan Gibbs-White and Callum Hudson-Odoi, the goal scorer, behind the main striker Igor Jesus. We will run through the Spurs team in just a second, but Spurs are on the attack at the moment over on the far side. The Spurs right with Pedro Porro, works the ball forwards, might receive it back here, but Forest intercept, and the ball goes out for a Tottenham Hotspur throw. They've got Vicario in goal. Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven and Jed Spence are their back 4. Rodrigo Bentancur and Archie Gray sit in the midfield. Then it's a 3 of Kudus, Xavi Simons and Kolo Muani behind Richarlison, their main striker. It's going to be a long throw to come in from that far side for Spurs. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waiting for this inside the penalty area. 6 actually now. They've just got another one in there with Bentancur. Eventually the short throw is taken rather than the long one. It's over on the far side with Kudus. Cuts inside on his left foot. Beats one, can't beat the second. Spurs keep the ball though. Edge of the D here. Shot goes in from Van der Ven. Well blocked by Forest. And it ricochets to Jed Spence, who had a lively first half. Saw a lot of the ball on the Tottenham Hotspur left. The ball down the left this time wasn't good enough. Kolo Muani can't get there. And it's seen behind by Forest for a goal kick. Clinton.
Sometimes I look at some of the Tottenham body language. I'm thinking to myself, you've got the best job in the world. Come on, liven up. Like, you got get some characters out there when it's not going well. Who's the ones out there, the leaders, to say we've been nowhere near good enough at the moment, and they haven't been good enough.
Is that what you want from the Spurs? More personality?
Yeah, there's not enough personality in there. Like if someone digs you out, just take it and get on with it. But it doesn't mean you're not friends at the end of the game. You need livening up, and sometimes someone shouting at you gets you going in a game.
Well, Forest's supporters have just come to life. Ironic cheers because they've just been given a decision. They've been given a free kick for a foul on Igor Jesus by Pedro Porro. Felt like they got nothing from referee Sam Barrett in the first half. It's taken him 3 minutes in the second to give a decision Forest's way. Spurs have the ball on this near side and lose it. Playing out from the back, not for the first time. Pounced on this time by Amari Hutchinson. Takes it to the byline, invites the tackle from Mickey van der Ven, and Nottingham Forest have the first corner of the second half. Clearly haven't learnt their lessons from the first.
No, it's just a normal 5-6 yard pass. It's bad from Van der Ven, but can Jed Spence come back and try to half-hearted to try and get the ball? He's held his hand up, Mickey van der Ven, but it's a good recovery.
Hutchinson with the in-swinging corner in front of the away end, packed with Spurs supporters. Are they going to get silenced here? Can anybody get on the end of this in-swinging Hutchinson delivery? Raises his right hand into the air, swings it in towards the goalkeeper, punched away well by Vicario. Loose ball will drop dead centre for Forest, and they go all the way back into the centre circle. Need to keep it moving while they've still got players up there. Milenkovic and Murillo have stayed forward, but Savona taking his time here, and this is going to annoy some of the Forest fans because that's the attack over as he goes all the way back to goalkeeper John Victor. He goes long from right to left. Milenkovic still up there, headed away well by Spurs. Sangari does well to win the second ball and picks out Callum Hudson-Odoi wide on the left. Sangari makes the run. Hudson-Odoi sticks with it himself though here on his right foot. Good looking cross, and it's in! All the way in from Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's got both in this game. He meant the first, he didn't mean that. It was a cross-come shot from the left, over the keeper, straight in. Nottingham Forest supporters and Callum Hudson-Odoi especially cannot believe their luck. Forest 2, Spurs 0.
Listen, it's brilliant from Hudson-Odoi. It is absolutely shocking goalkeeping from Vicario. You cannot be beaten from there. I see him too many times. He wants to blame everyone. Look at your job. You're not good enough to be a goalkeeper at the moment at Tottenham. You're making too many big mistakes and pointing the finger at everyone. Look at yourself. But it's brilliant from Hudson-Odoi. He chops Bentancur and then comes back onto his right foot. And it is a cross, but Vicario, he takes a step. Instead of judging the flight of it, he takes a step forward and then he misjudges it, and it's brilliant. It just goes into that far corner, but it is terrible goalkeeping from Vicario.
And he knows it, Clinton, as well, because I've just looked at the replay. His face says it all. He's just rolled his eyes as he gets back to his feet. It was terrible positioning. He's somebody who's come in for quite a bit of criticism over the last couple of seasons.
And deservedly so as well, because you know what, I'm all for people making mistakes, but his biggest problem is he criticises everyone else when he's made the mistake. Do your job first before you start criticising other people. But it's brilliant from Hudson-Odoi, and Forest deserve it, and it's a mountain now for Tottenham to get back into this game.
Back-to-back clean sheets for Tottenham coming into this game. Absolutely not having one this afternoon as well. Goalkeeper Vicario caught off his line. Callum Hudson-Odoi though, let's take nothing away from him. He's got both for Forest. Here comes Spurs looking to recover straight away. Archie Gray to the left. Kolo Mawani edge of the area, rolls the ball back. Chance here for Simons on his right foot, keeps it moving. Kudus, shot, blocked by Williams. Was that handball? No, says the referee. Kudus again, right side of the area, left foot cross. Is it going to fall for anybody wearing yellow? No, it isn't. It's going to be claimed by John Victor. A good response by Spurs, but they have left themselves with a massive mountain to climb now, Clinton.
Yeah, definitely. Nowhere near good enough from Tottenham. And this is it. This is their biggest problem. They'll play 1 or 2 good games and then 2 or 3 bad games. But it's a big mistake. You don't expect your goalkeeper to make a mistake like that. He's made too many for me, my liking, Vicario.
And just as that was happening here, Clinton, goal at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland lead Newcastle. An own goal from Voltemorda. It's gone down as on the video printer here. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0. Full commentary with Paul Robinson and John Murray over on 5 Live right now. But Sunderland lead Newcastle at the Stadium of Light. Elsewhere in the other 2 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League, Manchester City, thanks to Erling Haaland, are 1-up at Crystal Palace, and West Ham are leading Aston Villa. Surprise scoreline there by 2 goals to 1. Here, Forest lead Tottenham by 2 goals to 0. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half, and the ball's with Spurs just inside their own half with Mickey van der Ven. He rolls the ball to Romero. Spurs again taking their time coming forwards. They need to change the game plan here because they have got a lot to do. They need to get forward in a hurry. Here they come with Simons. Kudus will take over. on his left foot, rolls the ball back to Pedro Porro, little bit of time and space, in goes the cross, behind Archie Gray, didn't have enough on it to reach Kolo Muani, and then that's a nudge, surely by Kolo Muani and Amari Hutchinson. Yes, free kick to Forest, and another Spurs attack comes to nothing. They need to make changes, and quickly, Tottenham.
Yeah, but even with the changes that they've got to come on, they players have been given opportunities during the season and not delivered. They're missing 2 players in particular, maybe 3, Kulusevski and Maddison and Solanke, because they're players that are brave enough to get on the ball and make things happen. Tottenham have been nowhere near good enough.
Goal for Villa, 2-2. Morgan Rogers has got it at the London Stadium. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 2. Here, Forest with 2 goals thanks to Callum Hudson-Odoi, a tap in for the first, a cross, very much a cross, come shot for the second over Vicario. It's left Clinton fuming the way that goal came about, just mainly because of the goalkeeper, who you're not impressed with at all.
No, not at all. You know what, goalkeepers make mistakes, but he keeps wanting to signal to everyone else when they're doing wrong, and look at your own job.
Long ball forwards by Forest. That's former Premier League striker Clinton Morrison alongside former Sunday League goalkeeper Lee Blakeman here at the here at the City Ground. Very much still part of the goalkeepers
You would have
union.
saved that though, mate. That's the problem. You would have saved that.
I mean, he's got a good foot's worth of height on me as Vicario, but it doesn't matter how tall you are if you're going to stand in the wrong position as he did for that so badly. You're going to give yourself no chance. Ball goes out for a Forest throw on this near side to be taken by Nicolas Savona, 12 yards from the corner flag, just next to the assistant referee here. Gets some distance on the throw, in it goes. Spurs defend it just about. Loose ball falls for Amari Hutchinson, does well to turn, runs between 2, cuts in on his left foot. Can he get a shot away here? Hutchinson, he can, but it gets blocked. Here's Hudson-Odoi on a hat-trick now, chips in the cross. Igor Jesus gets there, back to goal. That should allow Spurs to clear, therefore, and it does on this near side with Jed Spence, who does well actually if he can complete the pass. He did everything right and then probably picked the wrong pass, puts Kolo Muani into trouble. Eventually he does well to turn away from 2 and then pick out a teammate. Excellent play.
Yeah, good play from Muani, very good play. Probably in the wrong end for Tottenham, but really good feet.
On loan from PSG, his only 2 Spurs goals, Kolo Muani, came against PSG in the Champions League the other week. Here, on the attack now, Spurs down the other end. Kuda sends in the cross. Forest's header goes sideways, but it's picked up by Amari Hutchinson. Anywhere will do for him. Downfield, over halfway, and Spurs can build again from the back. Forest 2, Tottenham 0, 10 minutes gone in the second half here at the City Ground. Jed Spence switches things from left to right. Kudus will keep the ball in play. He's got support inside from Pedro Porro. Picks him out. City Ground finding its voice. It was a quiet start to this game. Not much to get them off their feet. There has been since then. Ball in from Pedro Porro. Volleyed away by Murillo. Into the stand over on the far side. Tottenham with a throw. It's going to be interesting to see how they go about their business, Spurs, now as they chase this game. Or they're going to make a triple change.
I'm not sure about Ben Davies one. He must be coming at fullback for Jed Spence, but you're losing the game. You need a more attacking defender, really and truly.
Spurs need to go back to their goalkeeper here because they're under pressure and do. So we're going to see João Palhinha come on. We're going to see Lucas Bergvall come on. And we're going to see Ben Davies come on as part of this triple change, which Thomas Frank is just explaining with his clipboard.
He needs to stop worrying about his clipboard and get results, Thomas Frank. Frustrates the life out of me when I see that. And how can you not, when you're... Bring Johnson on. It's against his old club. They'll be motivated. You're losing the game of football. Strange, very strange.
Yeah, he's got Johnson on the bench. Matisse Tell is on there as well. But at the moment, he's going to go with Bergvall, Davis and João Palhinha momentarily. Spurs have the ball at centre-half at the moment with Christian Romero, their captain. Plays it sideways, which Spurs have done a lot in this game. Here's Bentancur, though. A little bit of space to move into here as he dribbles forwards in the midfield. Checks, looks for some support, gets some from Archie Gray, who's not had the worst game considering the part he played in Forest's first goal. He was thrown under the bus, really, by Vicario. Since then, he's recovered well, couple of shots, done his best in the midfield. You wonder if he's going to be one of the 3 to get pulled, though, here. Ball forwards by Spurs, looking for Jed Spence inside the penalty area. Amari Hutchinson facing his own goal, does really well. Clever play to win his side a goal kick and to relieve the pressure off the back 4 and goalkeeper. And now, this will give Spurs the chance to make the triple change. Jed Spence. Clinton called it. Jed Spence is going to be the person to make way for Ben Davies. He's been one of the liveliest Spurs players in this game this afternoon. Also making way, Rodrigo Bentancur, who's had a quieter afternoon in the midfield. He's going to get replaced by Lucas Bergvall. Nice ovation for Jed Spence as he comes to this near side. Applauded by fans of his former club here, and the other player to get pulled is indeed, me and you called two of those changes, Clinton. Archie Gray will make way for Joao Palhinha. Your thoughts on who's gone off there?
Yeah, I don't understand. Even Jed Spence is saying you don't understand why he took him off. It's just a light-for-light replacement, but Jed Spence probably be better getting forward than Ben Davies, so he's frustrated. And I can understand his frustration at coming off as well. It doesn't. The other substitutions, I totally get it. It's a light-for-light in midfield. You probably need more legs. Bert Vi will give you that in there, so I understand them two substitutions, but not the Spence one and Davies. So
Forest come forwards here, looking for a third. It's with Hutchinson, right side of the penalty area. He's got two defenders next to him, gets the cross away, but he was always going to get marked out. 2-on-1 there. Clearance is poor though, and Forest will have a throw. Spurs are rocking Clinton at the moment, and they're just inviting more and more pressure and giving Forest more and more of an opportunity to kill the game.
Yeah, they are. Ben Davies doesn't get a shot from Vicario. Vicario starts throwing his hands in the air again. Maybe he should have used those same hands what he throws to catch the ball for Hudson-Odoi's goal. But yeah, that's it. It's just frustrating watching Tottenham, because it's the same old. You see most weeks to get good results, and then all of a sudden don't turn up. It's disappointing. Thomas Frank sometimes must be scratching his head as well.
2-0, Forest lead here. Elsewhere on 5 Live, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0. On Sports Extra, Palace 0, Manchester City 1. Forest want a free kick there for a foul in the midfield. Nothing doing, says referee Barrett. And the replay monitors have gone down as well here at the City Ground, so we can't have another look at what happened there. On Sports Extra 3, that's where all the goals have been today. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 2, as they hit the hour mark there. We hit the hour mark here. Hutchinson, who went down holding his face, now on his knees, slowly gets to his feet, and the game will restart momentarily. Davis receives the ball back from the throw, having just come on as a sub, plays it forwards to Richarlison, who has been in Milinkovic's pocket all day. He's done a great job, the Forest centre-half. Hudson-Odoi moves the ball forwards. Jesus into the area, right foot shot wide of the bottom corner, and it wasn't far wide, Clinton.
No, it wasn't. This could get out of hand for Tottenham, because every time Forest go forward, they look like they're going to score, where every time Tottenham go forward, they don't look like they're going to test them. But good play from Hudson-Odoi, and Jesus has had a good game. Drags the shot wide. He's been very lively. Watching him live for the first time, he's got good movement, physicality, and he can score goals as well.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because those two wins against Slavia Prague and Brentford over the last few days have taken some of the pressure off Thomas Frank, but a defeat here, certainly in this manner, where Forest could be 4 or 5 clear, would put it all back onto him here. We know what Spurs fans are like when it comes to patience. They want results now. And at the moment, yes, it's 2-0 on the scoreboard, but they are being absolutely hammered by Sean Dyche's Nottingham Forest. Ball with Forest over on the far side. Hudson-Odoi works it infield to Anderson, and now he picks out Hutchinson in time and space, 25 yards out, dead centre. Hutchinson drags his shot just wide of the bottom corner. Another shot goes in on the Spurs goal. Unfortunately for Forest, it's another one that doesn't work. A troubled looking Vicario.
No, but they look a threat every time they go forward. It's good play again from Hudson-Odoi into Hutchinson. He drags it wide, as you said.
Down the other end, here comes Spurs. It's wide open now, this game. Kolo Muani moves the ball over to Pedro Porro. Back to Kolo Muani inside the penalty area. His cross is blocked, and Tottenham have their second corner of the second half. Amari Hutchinson still waiting for his first Nottingham Forest goal since joining from Ipswich in the summer. He was about a yard away from getting it there, did everything right, left foot shot until it came to working the goalkeeper just the wrong side of the post. But Forest now with some defending to do, everybody back, defending this latest Tottenham Hotspur corner. An in-swinger from the Trent end. Bus stop routine here, they're all queuing up at the back post, 6 of them, and it's played in right across the face of goal, too deep. Richarlison couldn't get there, and he looks at the corner taker, not very happy, and that's going to be a Nottingham Forest goal kick and another Tottenham chance wasted.
Yeah, it's a poor delivery from Mohamed Kudus. He's had a quiet afternoon, but I think the best attacking player for Tottenham has been Kolo Muani. At least he's tried to have a go on this left-hand side and causing problems.
Well, him and someone we were praising earlier, Jed Spence, and he's just been taken off by Thomas Frank.
Which is a strange one. It didn't make no sense to me. especially if you're winning the game. I get Ben Davies more solid, but you're losing the game and you're chasing it.
Clinton just enjoying his hot chocolate and his mince pies here. It was a lively half-time. Couple of autographs, couple of handshakes. Somebody tried to trip him up. Otherwise, all quiet.
Yeah, just your normal day out, but it's all good.
2-0, Nottingham Forest lead. 63 minutes of the game gone here at the City Ground. Good to have Clinton Morrison with us on Sports Extra 2 this afternoon. Later, don't forget, on 5 Live, the 4:30 game with Alistair Bruce Ball, Brentford against Leeds. The Spurs come on the attack here. They switch things from left to right. Kudus checks, under pressure from Williams. Does well to pick out a teammate. Pedro Porro wanted the ball on the edge of the area, but Forest did well to defend and get that clear. Kudus has it back, inside right, keeps it moving. Bergvall's out there. Kudus once more. He's got 2 in front of him at the moment, and one of them, Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's got both goals, manages to make the block. Here's Igor Jesus, who needs to be careful not to lose it. He has lost it, but Sangare has recovered really well, and now here comes Hudson-Odoi, and Forest have got 3 forwards in this counter. Gibbs White, 25 yards out inside right. What's he going to do? He's got Hutchinson in support, keeps hold of it, little bit of momentum's gone out of the move. Anderson, challenged by Bergvall. Forest lose it, wasted opportunity. And now here comes Spurs. They get the ball forwards to Richarlison. Move breaks down. He looks like he's towing a tractor this afternoon. He looks absolutely shattered, Richarlison, and looking more and more frustrated as he goes in there. Does well, to be fair. Wins the ball. Here's Kolo Muani, who Clinton was praising a few moments ago, to the edge of the area. Does well, but in the end, Forest get back in their numbers. They lose the ball. They want a handball. They get it. Free kick to Forest. They're working so hard, certainly when it comes to tracking back and defending. Sean Dyche has got his message across instantly, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, to be fair. He definitely got his message across. But it's Kolo Muani, you're right. Richarlison looks knackered out on his feet. Xavi Simons looks knackered out on his feet. And as I said, the front 4 haven't done good enough, but Kolo Muani looks like the most lively, the likeliest at the moment. That's why I'm surprised he hasn't gone to his bench and brought on attacking players. The 3 he made were more like defensive changes, the 2 midfielders and the left back.
Yeah, Davis, Bergvall and Polinia on for Spence, Bentancur and Gray. If you missed those changes 7 or 8 minutes ago, but he has got Mattis Tell, Brennan Johnson both on there. Free kick to be taken by Nottingham Forest goalkeeper John Victor, making his first Premier League appearance this season because Matt Sells is out with a groin problem. Didn't play in the European game midweek, the win in Utrecht. It was thought the keeper would be fit for this game, just missing out. Surely he'll be fit enough to return next week when they host, or when they go rather, to Fulham Forest in the Monday Night Football. Last Premier League game, I think that is, before Christmas. Here the ball is on the halfway line with Nottingham Forest and Murillo. Nico Williams now using the full width of the City Ground pitch over on that far side. Here's Anderson and now Nico Williams again. Forest looking comfortable with this 2-0 lead. Spurs have just got back into the game a little bit in the last 5 minutes, but the way they've defended, the way they've worked and battled Forest, anything that Spurs have tried to throw at them, they've been able to nip in the bud very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's been good from Nottingham Forest. They're in a false position, I think, in the Premier League. They'll start climbing up the table now.
Good ball down the right. Hutchinson waiting to receive the ball from Jesus, and does. Amari Hutchinson, he's been busy in both halves in this game. Rolls the ball in field. I was asking a little bit much that time of Sangare, and Spurs are able to come away with the ball via João Palhinha. He wanted a free kick, punches the air in frustration that he didn't get one from referee Barrett. Forest do well once again. They get the ball up, but Igor Jesus is just caught offside. Clinton mentioned the league table there. Forest started the day 17th. They'll move up a plate to 16th on 18 points with these additional 3 if they can keep hold of them. Spurs on the attack here. Ball in from the right. Easy claim from goalkeeper John Victor, but it's tight, Clinton, isn't it?
It is tight, but where would Palace be? That's all I'm here for.
Where would Palace be today? With that defeat, they would drop a place to 5th.
Well, that's still a good start, isn't it? Yeah, it's still all right. But yeah, you're right. Forest will start climbing up the table.
And it's not a defeat yet for Palace either. They've still got 24 minutes to go. They're trailing 1-0 to Manchester City over on Sports Extra. Sunderland leading Newcastle 1-0 on 5 Live, and it's still 2-2 West Ham and Villa on Sports Extra 3 at the London Stadium. West Ham leading that game on 2 separate occasions. Villa getting back level both times. Brentford leads 4:30 on 5 Live, and in the SPL, Kilmarnock have just taken the lead away at Aberdeen. We've got
an injury to Victor.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you have an injury, that's when it's a tactical one. But he genuinely does look like he needs treatment, because none of the players have actually gone over to Sean Dyche. Because usually you get that tactical goalkeeper go down, and you know, but not now. He does genuinely look like he has a problem.
He's holding his calf, and Angus Gunn, formerly of Norwich, was on loan at Stoke City as well, where I saw him play many times down the other end of the A50. He is the substitute goalkeeper for Forest, and he is going through a quite serious warm-up. Sean Dyche just consulting Stone and Wone, his two first-team coaches, but he was pointing to the physio there, John Victor, to his calf. He's helped to his feet. Is he going to be okay to continue? He gets back up. He looks all right, Clinton, from up here, doesn't he?
You can't tell me he's got cramp. Goalkeepers don't do enough running to get cramp, do they? I know he hasn't played a lot of football this season, but he's not had a lot of running or saves to make.
Told you, Clinton. Goalkeepers Union. He's had
Have
some
you ever
serious...
had cramp?
Shall I let you into a secret?
Yep.
Yes, in the first half of the commentary, and I covered it up quite well.
Oh, wow, you've done well.
Just when we were having a joke about something, I tightened my right calf.
Oh, no.
And I had to stretch really quickly. Throw in from Bergvall over on the far side. Heading away by Forest. It's back with him on the right. That's a good-looking cross in towards Polinia. Forest able to head the ball clear to the edge of the penalty area. Richarlison gets there first, though. Now Xavi Simons rolls it to the right to Pedro Porro. Ball blocked well by Jesus, goes through, but Forest are able to clear. Jesus looks to get on the end of that clearance, does well with his head, gives it to Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's brought down, and that all day long is going to be a yellow card waved straight in the face of Lucas Bergvall, who's only been on the pitch for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's good play again from Hudson-Odoi and Igor Jesus. Them two they've been up there. Forest is probably best players, and Hutchison's been lively on that right hand side. Been a brilliant team performance so far from Nottingham Forest.
I think that from Lucas Bergvall is what's normally called taking one very much for the team.
Yeah, because I think if he gets past him there, Hudson-Odoi, he's one-on-one, and I don't think many are catching him apart from in his Tottenham team, Mickey van der Ven.
And we can look at the two goals that he's got, Callum Hudson-Odoi. One was a fluke from across, and the first was a mistake played out from the back by Spurs, Vicario and Archie Gray. But everything else that he's done on top of that, he has been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he?
Yeah, it gives you confidence. He hadn't scored for 18 games. There's a bit of a drought for him, but yeah, this should give him confidence moving forward.
Forest on the attack here. Davis clears on the turn. He was boxed in by the corner flag. He did well to get the ball away at all and prevent the corner. Instead it's going to be a throw. Morgan Gibbs-White takes it quick and takes it short and receives the ball back from Sangari, who's come forwards. He gives it to Gibbs-White once more. Spurs clear only as far as Anderson, and now Hudson-Odoi on a hat-trick here with the ball on his right foot. Keeps it moving though to Hutchinson. Hutchinson with the cross, headed away well by Spurs, only as far as the aforementioned Mr. Hudson-Odoi. This time though he can't make it stick in the midfield. Spurs will come away and they get the ball to Simons. He's got plenty in support here. He's got Pedro Porro screaming for it on the far side, and Mohamed Kudus too, but instead goes short. Forest doing well to get back so quickly. Here's Pedro Porro looking to get on the end of that long pass, does well to get there just about, and now Kudus to the edge of the area, low ball in, cleared sideways by Forest, really not really clear until Sangari gets on the end of the loose ball and hoofs it out for a Tottenham throw. Good defending from Forest again.
Yeah, poor balling from Mohamed Kudus, really poor ball. With the ability that he's got, he has to be producing better. But yeah, as I say, it's really good defending, and Forest have defended well. Murillo, Milenkovic, that is the partnership that did well when Nuno was here as well.
Spurs on the attack here. One goal and it will set up the grandstand finish. Forest leading this game by 2-0 against Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, Clinton, do you need me to give you the latest from Selhurst Park? Or can you just tell by the sad eyes that I've got for you?
I can tell. Oh my word! I thought we'd at least maybe get a goal and nick one, but it's difficult. We are playing against a good Man City team.
You are, and Phil Foden's just got a second goal for them. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 2 at Selhurst Park. Commentary on Sports Extra. Still just the one goal in it between Sunderland and Newcastle. Sunderland leading 1-0 on 5 Live, and it's 2-2 West Ham and Villa on Sports Extra 3. Here, next goal key in this game with Forest 2 up. Kudus gets into the Forest penalty area right side, but the assistant referee sees something that he doesn't like over there, and he's given Forest a free kick as Murillo turns to the fans in that Trent end, and he wants more noise from them as they go into the final 20 here.
Yeah, I think the fans have been excellent. Sometimes you have to make the fans make noise, and they've done that. From about 30 minutes on in this game, Forest have dominated the football match and been outstanding.
And the fans finding their voice now, as Murillo just requested a few moments ago. Didn't have much to cheer in the early stages in this game, but since the referee really riled them up midway through that first half, they've been absolutely fantastic, and you can't blame them for making noise because the team down on the pitch have been by far and away the better of the two. What have we seen here? A shirt pull, so Spurs are going to have a free kick on the edge of the centre circle. They just need to stay alert now, Clinton, don't they, as they just look to see this game over the line, Forest.
Yeah, they need to be careful. Still enough time for Tottenham to get the 2 goals, so yeah, they just need to stay a bit, be wary that if Tottenham do get the next goal, could lift them. Still surprised, no Johnson, very surprised.
Yeah, just having a look at people warming up. He's not really warming up massively at the moment, Brennan Johnson. Neither is Matisse Tell, but they need a little bit of something extra at the moment. Tottenham Hotspur. Just looking at Thomas Frank standing with his arms behind his back just to the right of halfway. He's looking very calm and patient, but at the moment he's running out of time to try and get his side back into this game. They've got a free kick here, dead centre, right on the edge of the centre circle actually, and Pedro Porro is standing over the ball, lining it up with his right foot. They have got 5 queuing on the 18 yards line here, waiting for the delivery to be spot on, because when Spurs have got into good areas in this game, the delivery has been what has let them down. Here's Pedro Porro this time, goes short after that massive amount of build-up, then receives the ball back from Bergvall, and now Bergvall's just struggled to keep the ball in play over on the far side. Digs out across, it's high, it's deep, and Igor Jesus has the answers to it, flicks the ball away with the back of his head. Can it be kept in play by Kolo Muani? The cheers from the Forest fans will tell you no, it can't. Why he didn't just put the ball in the penalty area, Pedro Porro, in the first place himself, no idea.
He did that in the first half as well. It's ludicrous to me. I know Thomas Frank likes his set pieces, but they're not working at the moment. The set pieces have been terrible this afternoon.
15 minutes to go at the City Ground. Forest leading this game, and they're good value for it as well, by 2-0. Brentford leads to come a little bit later over on 5 Live with Alistair Bruce-Ball and the team at the G-Tech. Monday Night Football tomorrow, updates of Manchester United against Bournemouth into the Monday Night Club with Mark Chapman, Rory Smith and Chris Sutton. Did that game for 5 Live last season, United Bournemouth. Bournemouth ran away with it. We'll wait and see what happens this time. Different Bournemouth, different United as well. Updates into the Monday Night Club tomorrow night. Here, Spurs come forward looking to try and find an answer. At the moment though, Forest have all of them and have had really all the way through this game. Hutchinson's just lost it this time though. Nice little bit of trickery by Kolo Muani to get away from him, and now Bergvall, who's not been on the pitch that long but has a yellow card already for a cynical tackle on Callum Hudson-Odoi. Final ball from Spurs is poor. Murillo intercepts and will clear, and he goes long eventually with that clearance. Ball comes back at him. Kudus picks up the ball over on the far side. Bergvall's there again. Forest fans sense this is their day. Only 2 defeats under Sean Dyche, who we mentioned in the first half has had such a great impact here straight away.
Yeah, he has. He's been out. He's always like that, Sean Dyche. I think the crisis Forest were in when he came and took over, I think he was the right man. He was always the right man, and got a few good results in the Europa League as well. It just gives them confidence moving forward.
The actual stat is 3 defeats in all competitions in the 10 games that he's taken charge of, Sean Dyche. But when you look at the situation that he inherited, that is just a cracking run, a cracking turnaround. They've had some tough fixtures in there as well during that time. Forest, he, along with Ian Wone and Steve Stone, have done absolutely brilliantly. Ball goes out into touch over on the far side for a Nottingham Forest throw. They're nearly there. 13 minutes to go. Although an alarming stat's just flashed up in front of me. They've got a league-high most goals conceded, Forest, in the last 15 minutes of games. 10 they've conceded, level with Burnley and Leeds, so they need to stay alert.
Yeah, they do. They can't let Tottenham get one and then, get back into this game, because it'll be a nervy 5 or 10 minutes.
Forest throw, taking their time to take it as well, just trying to see out the seconds here at the City Ground. Bergvall heads the ball away, and Spurs have it now in the midfield with Xavi Simons. Runs into trouble though. Anderson does well to intercept, moves the ball forwards. Forest just checking their subs actually. Forest yet to make a change. Spurs are going to make another 2 though. Clinton's been calling for this all half. Brennan Johnson and Matisse Tell are going to get the introduction from Thomas Frank on this near side. So the final 2 throws of the dice from the Tottenham Hotspur manager. Otherwise it'll be nothing from the City Ground here this afternoon. Forest go back to their goalkeeper, John Victor, who, I mean, we were keen to see what he was all about, weren't we, pre-match, given the nod today because Sells is injured, groin problem. He's done all right, hasn't he?
He's done all right, but he's had nothing to do, to be fair to you. Tottenham haven't really tested him, but for the bits that have, you're right, Lee, that has come into his box, the handling and the punches, he's done ever so well.
Decisive, I think's the word we can use to sum him up. It's his opposite number at the minute, who might be getting ready to be worked here as Hudson-Odoi comes forward. Back to Sangari with the effort. What a strike that is! Absolutely brilliant from Ibrahim Sangari. Rolled back from Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Sangari hit it from 22 yards out. It flew past Vicario. Forest have won it now, surely. What a goal! City Ground rises as 1. Forest 3, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, and you know what? It's brilliant again from Elliot Anderson, who plays it to Hudson-Odoi, and once he comes to Sangari, it's a great strike. He just cuts across it, Lee, and it looks even better when it hits the post and goes in. But he's been brilliant, Sangari, in midfield. As I said, there'll be pressure on him because Douglas Luiz is fit. He keeps performing like that. Douglas Luiz gonna have to wait his time. But brilliant strike from Sangari, outstanding finish.
Just looking at it again, Hudson-Odoi rolls it back. He hits it with the outside of his right boot, in off the post, top corner. What a hit, son. What a hit. I think was what Andy Gray said all those years ago. What a strike.
It was a great strike. The technique's outstanding. It looks even better, as I said, it hits the post, but he cuts across it. Fantastic strike from Sangari.
Spurs, just while Forest players continue to celebrate, bring on their final 2 subs. They're going to take off Randall Kolo Muani. He makes his way to this near side, and so too, weirdly, does Mohamed Kudus. But the 2 to come on, Mattis Tell and Brennan Johnson. I think the expression we're both after, though, Clinton, too little too late now, surely.
100%. Most of Thomas Frank's substitutions haven't worked this afternoon.
Just as we'd said, Forest league high for conceding in the final 15 minutes of games. They have just pulled out one of the best goals the City Ground will see all season. Absolutely brilliant. Ibrahim Sangari. Look out for that later on Match of the Day on BBC One. Ball loose on the halfway line, and like we were saying earlier, Clinton, Thomas Frank needs to be careful this doesn't become a rout, because the pressure will be back on him straight away, because Forest here could have had 5, 6, maybe even 7 on another day.
Yeah, definitely. I think Forest have been rampant, to be fair, and in the second half they took their foot off the pedal as well.
A Forest supporter took his foot off the pedal during the half-time interval and very nearly left Clinton Morrison flat on his face. You weren't having that, were you?
Nah, I weren't. I asked him if he did it on purpose. He said it was an accident. I said, okay, no worries.
He looked at you and just thought, typical striker, definitely dived.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying. It was a dive. I nearly did dive on the floor.
Brilliant. Great to have Clinton with us here this afternoon. And he's buzzing because you've not got far to go home, I know.
No, it's a good. I'll get home to watch a bit of Brentford Leeds, so that should be good.
Is that pre or post run? You've got to work off the mince pies, haven't you, Clinton?
I'll run after that one. I'll run after. I promise you I will do it.
Forest getting ready to make a change. You just mentioned him, Clinton, a few moments ago. Actually, they're going to bring on Forest. Douglas Luiz here with 9 minutes to go, plus stoppage time at the City Ground. Forest 3, Tottenham 0, 2 for Hudson-Odoi, and then that strike from Sangare, the pick of the bunch. And here come Forest again on the attack down the left with Nico Williams. This is turning into an afternoon to remember for Sean Dyche's team, and it could get better here. Williams to the byline, low ball in, Hudson-Odoi looking for the hat-trick, didn't catch it right, caught it with the wrong part of his foot. It flashes straight across the penalty area. Kept in well though on this near side by Amari Hutchinson. Under a little bit of pressure from Mattis Tell. Does well though to make it stick. Now Savona goes back. Douglas Luiz sprinting on the spot on this near side as he gets ready to come on. The allays from the Forest supporters. Nobody could have dreamt it would have been this easy for them.
No, definitely not. As I said, Tottenham had come off the back of a couple of decent results, but nowhere near good enough.
Forest on the attack with Gibbs White and now Amari Hutchinson. Listen to this, Clinton. Rodgers has got another for Villa. West Ham 2, Villa 3.
Oh, wow.
Villa ahead for the first time this afternoon at the London Stadium. West Ham leading in that game twice, but over on Sports Extra 3 with 10 minutes to go, it's West Ham 2, Aston Villa 3. Loads of allays as Forest now go back to their goalkeeper, and now Savona in the right back area. He's done really well actually at right back today, Savona, because he's spent most of this game on a yellow card, having been booked early on. Listen to this, Forest are just playing Spurs off the park. If they can finish this off, what a goal this will be here. Gibbs-White to the left to Hudson-Odoi, 2 to try and pick out in the centre. The allays will continue because Nico Williams is up there and has then just been wrestled to the ground. Williams doesn't want to react to that there. Nonsense from Pedro Porro, who rightfully gets a yellow card. That looked like something involved in The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Seriously, it looked like something out of the WWE, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. He's frustrated, Porro, because he could hear the allays and no one ain't making a tackle. But it's the poor ball from Gibbs-White. He's got to play to Hudson-Odoi's feet. He plays it in front of him.
Yeah, and Pedro Porro, as he got that yellow card, turned to his teammates and looked at them, clapped his hands and said, come on, what do you want me to do here? Somebody help me out. Showing his passion there, Pedro Porro, maybe in the wrong way. As Forest make a change, Douglas Luiz is going to come on. Igor Jesus makes way, standing ovation for him. He's their top scorer with 7 for the season so far. None today, but a cracking shift.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. To watch him live and see how he's a handful. I just think he signalled that his groin was a bit tight. But yeah, what a shift he's put in up front. He's been outstanding.
Douglas Luiz on for the final 5.5 minutes plus stoppage time here at the City ground. 2 goals for Callum Hudson-Odoi, 1 a tap in and 1 what a bizarre cross-come shot over a misplaced Vicario, and then what a strike from Ibrahim Sangare to put the icing on the festive Forest cake. Here, Forest take a short free kick, take it to the byline. They wanted a corner, but didn't work it well enough, and it's going to be a goal kick to Tottenham Hotspur. So just to recap what's going on elsewhere, Sunderland still leading Newcastle 1-0. Final 5-6 minutes over on 5 Live there. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0. Sports Extra, Palace 0, Manchester City 2. Sports Extra 2 here, Forest 3, Tottenham 0. And Sports Extra 3, it's where the most goals have been, West Ham 2, Aston Villa 3. In the SBL, Kilmarnock still a goal up at Aberdeen, ticking towards half-time there. And later, Clinton's going to watch it before he goes for his run. Brentford against Leeds United. You can hear what the Forest fans are saying to Thomas Frank now, really rubbing it in, enjoying their afternoon out here at the City ground. They're at Fulham in 8 days' time, so a good period of rest for Sean Dyche's team. After this one today, here they come looking for a 4th goal. Gibbs-White keeps it moving. Hudson-Odoi encouraged to shoot every time he gets the ball because he's on a hat-trick. Here's Elliot Anderson, chipped over the top, clattered, free kick Forest, about 22 yards out, Clinton. A real opportunity for somebody here.
Yeah, it probably might be someone like a Douglas Luiz or a Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he was the quickest to get to the ball, and if he thinks he fancies it from this range.
To be fair, this is one of those where I imagine on the pitch, when you're 3-0 up at home, everybody fancies it, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone does fancy it. Everyone wants a piece of the action for sure.
I just can't see who's picked up the ball at the moment. It is Gibbs-White, actually, Clinton, you're right, who's just picked it up. It's to the left of centre. It's kind of Beckham against Greece all those years ago territory, if you want to place the ball exactly. It is going to be Gibbs-White here. Referee just making sure the wall is back the full distance. But we keep on saying it, Spurs today have been all over the place. Forest should be winning by more.
Nowhere near good enough. But the buck stops with Thomas Frank. Like, at the end of the day, I know you can say the players ain't delivering, but you're the manager. You've got to get these players going. You had half time to maybe get them going. Came out second half and as flat as the first half. Nowhere near good enough at the moment, Tottenham.
You look at some of the money they spent, Clinton, in the summer as well. 55 million on Kudus, 52 million on Xavi Simons. They spent, and it's just not clicked for Tottenham Hotspur once again so far. Asking a lot for Thomas Frank to come in and have an immediate impact, but Spurs fans expecting better than this. 11th they stay in the live table as things stand. Nico Williams moves away from the ball. It's going to be Morgan Gibbs-White on his right foot for Nottingham Forest. 22 yards out. Can he get it up and over here? Gibbs-White looking to make it 4. Over the wall. Good save by the keeper. Can it be followed up by Hutchinson? It can, but the goalkeeper saves that as well. Decent free kick. Keeper always equal to that one.
Yeah, it's the goalie's side. I don't know what Vicario's. He should be catching that, really. He parries it straight to Hutchinson, and the second says decent as well. So yeah, fair play to him.
He's not on your Christmas card list, is he, Vicario?
No, not at all, mate. Listen, he was a good goalkeeper when he first came, and he probably still will be. But I just don't like the theatrics that go with it. Everyone makes mistakes, but he blames everyone else.
And with a name like Clinton, he sends a lot of Christmas cards. Ball forwards from the back from John Victor for Forest. It's loose on the halfway line. Mattis Tell has it for Tottenham right in front of Sean Dyche, who's continuing to kick every ball on this near side, clapping his hands, roaring his players on. They're nearly there. 2 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Forest leading this game by 3 goals to nil. Highlights later on Match of the Day on BBC One. They'll be available first on the BBC Sport website and app from 8 o'clock, but extended highlights and analysis on BBC One later tonight. Spurs have the ball with Van der Ven in the centre circle, looking very much beaten, certainly following that third goal from Sangari, that wonder strike. Forest with some defending to do here. They clear to their right back area. Hutchinson tries to keep the ball in play but stands on top of it, so it goes out for a Spurs throw taken very quickly. Here's Tell wearing number 11 for Tottenham Hotspur, but again Forest just defending in gangs here. Cross well blocked that time by Savona, and it will be a Tottenham Hotspur corner, but this game has long since been wrapped up.
Yeah, they're just playing it out. I think if the referee blew it now, both managers would be happy and just say we move on to the next game. But as I said, credit to Forest, they've been brilliant today, but Tottenham nowhere near good enough.
Forest getting ready to bring on Dan and Doy for the final few minutes here, into the final minute of the 90, plus whatever the referee wants to add on for stoppage time. Corner comes in, header by Richarlison. He wants a handball there. Referee Sam Barrett not interested. Forest clear up towards Hudson-Odoi. I think every single person inside this stadium connected to Nottingham Forest Football Club desperate to see Hudson-Odoi get one more and take home the match ball. You wonder though if he's going to make way for Dan and Doy momentarily here, so he can get his moment off the fans.
Yeah, it could be. You'd probably do that if I was the manager.
Here come Forest again though. Clinton here with Hutchinson. Ball to the right. Gibbs White will give chase. Can he get there first on the edge of the area? Not quite. He's beaten to it by Simons. Pass back was a little bit short for Vicario, but he got there and launches it high towards the halfway line. 5 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 here at the City Ground. So 5 minutes for Nottingham Forest to try and inflict even more pain on a beaten Tottenham Hotspur team. Forest with the ball in the midfield with Elliot Anderson, who we mentioned at length in the first half, and he's just carried on in the second. He's been absolutely brilliant the way he's anchored things in that midfield. Reliable player. I don't want to say this kind of disparagingly to Ryan Yates, but he's kind of an upgrade on that kind of player, similar kind of player in the centre of the park.
100%. Yeah, you're spot on. 100%. Yates is a good player, but Elliot's got a lot of ability.
I'll always have respect for Ryan Yates, because I was here doing the Game for 5 Live earlier this season, the day that Ange Postecoglou was sacked immediately after the final whistle, so somebody had to do the post-match interviews, and he came out, Ryan Yates, and did all 8 of them in a row, so that nobody else had to. Nothing but respect for him. He's on the bench today. Yates coming on, and Doy, and making way, Hudson-Odoi, and just listen to this from the City Ground faithful. All home sections rise as one as he makes his way off over on the far side. Dan and Doy comes on. He'll get the headlines for the 2 goals, Clinton. We said this earlier on, but he has been superb, goals aside as well.
Yeah, he's a good player. I know him personally. I know the family. They grew up in my area, so you always want to see people who grew up in your area be a success, and he's good. He's got good family, comes from a good background, and yeah, I'm pleased for him this afternoon. He's been outstanding. He's been in and out of the team, but with injuries and stuff, so hopefully this can kick-start him. But yeah, really good performance.
I'll tell you who else has been a success, Clinton. Erling Haaland. He's got another one for Manchester City.
I didn't even captain him as well. I decided to captain Saka.
Did you?
Yeah, because you don't expect Haaland to score 2 against Palace defensively. You expect Arsenal to beat Wolves convincingly, don't you?
Only just did it last night, didn't they? Late on by 2 goals to 1 Arsenal, but yeah, City have a third at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 3, Villa still 3-2 up at West Ham, and Sunderland into the 90th minute at the Stadium of Light in the North East Derby. Sunderland still leading Newcastle by 1-0. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time left to play here, then the party really will get started. The final Forest home game in the Premier League before Christmas. Here's Savona. and now Hutchinson. You can just sense it all around us here in this main stand. They want one more as Hudson-Odoi moves past A block away to our right and makes his way to this near side. A great ovation for a man who's put in quite the shift. That's the applause you can hear all around us here. Everybody getting back on their feet as Forest look for one more over on the far side with Morgan Gibbs-White. Challenge goes in and Forest win themselves the corner. Brentford leads to come later on, but what a noise from the fans all around us here. 2 goals for Callum Hudson-Odoi today. What a tap-in, what a fluke. But he doesn't care about that. That's all. Vicario, well, he won't want to watch that back later. But brilliant. Lots of happy, smiling faces all around us here in the East Midlands this afternoon. Forest corner, taken quick and taken short to Elliot Anderson, who's just trying to keep the ball boxed in by the corner flag over on the far side. I think they call this game management, Clinton.
Yeah, definitely. See out the game. Professional performance. Brilliant.
Is this your final game before the festivities begin? Have you got a few more yet?
No, I got Newcastle on Wednesday.
On
in the
5 Live.
And then that's it. Christmas time.
Nice. We'll hear him with commentary of that alongside Ian Dennis on Wednesday night, live from St James's Park. Final 8 of the Carabao Cup. Ball high on halfway here. Murillo goes back to goalkeeper John Victor. Forest just seeing out stoppage time here. We're into the 5th and final minute of it. Good out ball by Victor to pick out Morgan Gibbs-White. Good first touch by him as well. He gives it to Amari Hutchinson. Poor first pass by him. Intercepts, recovers the situation, then runs out of space and it goes out for a Tottenham throw. What are their fans going to be saying on 6:06 later, Clinton? Spurs?
They'll be having a moan. They'll be saying they're too inconsistent, and it's been a story of Tottenham's season. Listen, what are they going to do this season? It's a big one. They're not going to win the Champions League, let's be honest. Can they finish in the top 4? Not at the moment, the way they're playing. They're out of the Carabao Cup, but they still got to keep believing. They've got players like Kulusevski to come back, Solanke. Hopefully we see Maddison before the end of the season. So they're 3 big players for Tottenham, but nowhere near good enough. Too inconsistent at the moment.
Yeah, he was doing a bit of punditry the other night, wasn't he, James Maddison, on the TV, which is normally a sign he's still got quite some time to go before he gets back on the grass. A little bit of a worry here for Forest in the final few seconds of stoppage time. Elliot Anderson's gone down and he's just receiving some treatment on the pitch over on the far side from the medical team. So fingers crossed this isn't anything too serious for Elliot Anderson. Spurs are going to stay 11th in the Premier League table, 22 points from their first 16 games. Forest 16th, 18 points from their first 16 games, and more importantly, given the fact that Villa are winning at West Ham, they're going to be Forest 5 points clear of the relegation places. I mean, I don't want to tempt fate. I'll touch wood here. They're going to be just fine with Sean Dyche in charge, aren't they?
Yeah, easily.
There is the final whistle. It's all over at the City Ground. Spurs have been wanting that whistle to come for about half an hour because they've been comfortably beaten by Nottingham Forest here this afternoon. The first goal came from Hudson-Odoi just before the half-hour mark. Spurs caught playing out from the back. Sankari pounced, give it to Hudson-Odoi for a tap-in. Hudson-Odoi made it 2, 5 minutes into the second half. A cross-come shot over Vicario, and then it was wrapped up in style. Sankari from distance, outside of his right boot, curling away from the keeper, kissed the post on its way in. It was absolutely brilliant, and a job well done, Clinton, from Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, they were outstanding. Forest, the better team. Tottenham nowhere near it, but you got to give credit to Nottingham Forest. I thought from minute 1 they were the better team. First half an hour of the game didn't really kick into gear, but from then on Forest were outstanding and thoroughly deserved the 3 points, and back to the drawing board for Tottenham, but yeah, Forest will start climbing the table now, Lee.
I was going to say who really shone for Forest today. The fact that we could probably name about 8 players just tells you how it's been an all-round great performance from the whole team.
Yeah, it was a team performance. Listen, Hudson-Odoi will get the headlines for the 2 goals, and Sangari for his great strike and the way he made the assist for Hudson-Odoi's first goal. But it's a great team performance. Defensively strong, clean sheet. That's what Sean Dyche teams are about, keeping clean sheets, and to get a little bit of topping on top, you end up getting the 3 goals. So big result and big performance from Nottingham Forest.
An absolute pleasure. Have a great Christmas.
You too, mate. Top man working with you again.
I think we're back together over Christmas, aren't we?
We are.
At Arsenal in a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have Clinton with us this afternoon here on what's been a great afternoon for everybody connected to Nottingham Forest Football Club. It's ended. Forest 3, Tottenham 0. Now on Sports Extra 2, we're going to join our BBC Radio Bristol commentary team for commentary of Toulouse against Bath.